I need a butt shine right now. You are holy, O sacred cow. I thirst for you. Provide milk. Buff my balls. Love the cow. Good fortune for those that do. Love me. Breathe my feet. The cow has risen. Wax my ass. Scrub my balls. The cow has risen. Provide milk. Oh, milky wonder, sing for us once more. Live your life, ever lusting joy. Thrust your hooves up my analytic passage. Enjoy my fruits. Provider of cheese and other wonderful dairy products, we will cleanse your inner intestines. We will bathe in your pungent odor. Gather cotton. Count my eyes. Smell my skin. Love the scarecrow and the milkman. I live only for eternity. Thirst for the undrinkable. Hold the heat. Praise the doughboy at the pizza shop. Love the oxen dung.
Yeah, I wanted to play it.
Oh, that's great.
And see what people think of this, because can you guess what it was? Because if I was shown this with no context, I would probably struggle understanding what the fuck just happened. So, any guesses what it was?
Actually, what did I put behind me? Only thing I can say to... actually, we should do an introduction.
Yeah. But by the way, before we start the introduction, I'll just say what it was. It was a dramatic reading of the poem written by Beta O'Rourke in 1988. And before you ask what kind of drugs he was on while he wrote
all of them.
All of them. Anyways, let's do the introduction, and we're joined today by Crystal Philosopher.
Sup?
Oh, you're also wearing sunglasses.
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah!
Hell yeah, my boomer brothers!
Time.
I don't have a camera, but I am wearing glasses right now.
Oh, there. That's how.
As well as my profile pic. Somewhat glasses.
Resident fashion.
Shut up, weeb! As I post my fucking mech in the background. Sure.
Yeah, say hi.
What I have to say to Democrats this week.
Perfect.
Yep, I literally have a dozen of that.
And I'm your host. The she word. And today, oh, by the way, today we could have. Oh yeah, before we go to discussing topics, yesterday was Darren's birthday. So even though he,
oh yeah, where is Darren? God damn it!
Well, he said that right now he has family over, so it's.
Oh yeah, he's getting blazed with him.
Yeah, well,
See that?
So if you're watching this, happy birthday and stay problematic.
Oh, that's actually
nice.
Yep.
Oh, this is actually useful. I'm just discovering more things about OBS since I joined #RisenGang.
By the way, probably everyone has heard the news, so it's today's another occasion to put out the crab rave. Shall we start with the crab rave, because why the fuck not? Let's actually do it. Let's do this. All right. So let's speed it up. And let's.
Live editing, baby.
As always, I'm prepared. Yeah. So
Now we need to do this. It's like the Mueller investigation is done, and it found nothing.
Oh no, but they're still going to go after it for the next 2 fucking years.
Ah! Oh my God!
Well, if Trump was guilty of anything, they literally said no.
Wait a minute. Ah,
What
fuck.
more do you want?
Oh, by the way, speaking of, you know how the left always takes their bad news very well and very dignified, right? Right.
Yeah.
let's.
About that.
Wait.
Yeah.
Glebs, play this. This is what the what happens with the Mueller investigation.
Oh, let me actually present it. All right. Oh yeah.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah,
This is basically Mueller what he's saying to the Democrats. It's like, no, fuck you. You get nothing.
Let me play this. It's a video. Well, it's a video that got whoever posted it. Her account got zacked from Twitter. She made a new one. That one got zacked too. So she made another one to repost this video because it gets viral every time. Oh, hi there, James. Say hello.
James, your autism is showing. Make it look good.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. A Buddhist walks up to a hot dog stand and says, "Make me one with everything."
Yeah.
I see what you did there. Right.
Aha! Gay.
Yeah, let me play this. So this is the video.
To do that Bill Barr stopped.
Oh yes. I was hoping
Let me
we were going to
drink
talk
some of
about
those tears, Rachel, honey.
Everybody would like to hear that from Robert Mueller as well as from Bill Barr. But at this point, it's only Bill Barr who is speaking on Mueller's behalf. Robert Mueller is still, at this point, publicly silent. As he has been from the very beginning. Although we'll have more on that in a moment. Here's more from the letter, though. Quote,
See, there is actually a Rachel Maddow quote that I think is perfect for this. It's like, "No, you're not dreaming. You haven't died and gone to hell. This is your life now."
Oh yeah.
Good times.
Well, I got news for you, Rachel. You're going straight to hell.
I know. It's only been like, what, 2 days, and the Democrats are already trying to say it's a cover-up, or I'm like, oh my God.
This is the world you wanted.
Speaking of which, by the way, let me show something else. You know how? Oh, by the way, I need to launch my soundboard application because, well, today is another excuse to use my favorite clip. You know which I'm talking about, right?
I thought it was just so beautiful. Mueller was supposed to be the chosen one, the Democrats' golden child that will sweep across the field and crush Orange Man bad.
Oh, I need to make the Star Wars meme. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to crush the drums, not join him. Yeah. Can you guess who I'm going to talk about next by this sound clip?
Fuck you, Bill Maher.
Yeah.
Omar.
You guys, let me find this clip real quick. Because Bill Maher shows how rational and unbiased he is. Because you know, the same guy. Well, totally not an NPC. Screen capture, yeah, that. So
There's that good billboard of his show.
I don't need the Mueller report to know Trump is a traitor. I have a TV. Yeah, I don't need evidence to know that Muhammad was the holy prophet of Allah. And
I don't need visual evidence to prove that Bill Maher is a giant walking vagina, and culture told me.
Oh shit!
Well, Bill Maher once been. Well, it's not even that big of a conjecture to say that Bill Maher wants kids to die.
Yeah.
Because he's an anti-vaxxer, so it's not really that much of a stretch to begin with.
By the way, it's funny how he thinks that vaccines are too dangerous, but has no problem snorting dubious powders of really unknown origin, right?
Well, supposedly he's not a kid, not anymore.
He just acts like one.
Yeah.
And it's all really.
Well, he has the argument that.
Oh god, yeah. I just opened up Facebook to check to see, check to see if I had a message to deal with, and it's like right now that same headline is actually on there right now.
You are a dumb motherfucker. You don't even know the definition of a traitor. Yeah.
Y'all got any more of them pixels?
But it says, I don't need the Mueller report to know Trump is a traitor.
Hey, Boehner,
like
get in here. What are you doing?
On my timeline.
Wow.
I'm in this thread somewhere.
Yes. Boomer time. I actually need to make that my wallpaper. Fuck. Boomer time. Boomer time.
Oh, embarrassing.
Boomer time.
Oh, it's conscious.
Idiocracy indeed.
Oh, God.
If you're ever at a grocery store and you find it's a brand called B&M. They make baked beans. I thought canned bread was just a SpongeBob joke. Come to find out,
they have canned bread. Yeah.
Yeah, B&M actually makes a canned bread. It's actually pretty good.
Oh, I've seen canned hamburgers.
Oh yeah, what from
the whole fucking hamburger is canned.
Oh, he is getting killed in the comments. Thank you for spelling out exactly what we were thinking the whole time. You were never interested in the truth to begin with.
It's the Russians! It's the Russians!
Yeah, me and Representative Adam Schiff are going to subpoena Mueller is the best quote of this clip. The I have a TV line was pretty good too.
And I mean, see, when what we're seeing now is exactly what I said was going to happen. Is eventually the investigation is going to end because they're going to finally realize there's nothing, they can't get it, and people are immediately going to try to find another reason to start investigating.
They should have focused on getting him out of office in the next election. Now I think it's a bit too late to scramble.
They have pretty much screwed themselves. Because I mean, if they were to just finally just shut up about it, you'd be all right, fine. We're just going to continue along. They might be able to actually make some traction. But the problem is that you can already see as high gear as they're going into, they are going to dig themselves a deeper and deeper hole the closer and closer we get.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God! If I wasn't already committed to my Hulkbuster design, I would be doing that design for my Hulkbuster armor.
Oh, what? My image?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shit post with a Kuga and X-Aid style armor. It's fun.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, you'll have to send me a link to that.
Yeah, that's cute. I'll send you the link to the actual suits they used in the show.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, the tweets on
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I finally saw the full meme, that one where the guy's looking at the other woman. That's actually the fourth panel in a four-panel meme. That's not his girlfriend. That's his wife.
Well, it just makes it better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of, have I shown this one? It's like, by the way, this variant of this meme got several NPCs really foaming at their mouth.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it would, because Alita is actually good.
Yeah.
Basically, Captain Marvel was basically, we got Ghostbustered. It's like, strip away all of the bullshit politics and just take it for what the movie was. I mean, it was a decent movie. I mean, it was basically it was your typical Phase 1 Marvel movie. You know, had they just let it be what the hell it was going to be, rather than put any politics into it, it might have actually been accepted better.
Oh.
Okay, so this is the cursed image.
Yeah. Curse him, it's so funny. Shut the fuck up.
Well, simple face swap can make
It's really nightmare fuel. The Sonic doesn't look. The Sonic doesn't look that bad. It's the Mega Man Sonic, the one on the right, that looks nightmarish.
Oh wow!
I want to see it. I want to show him this fucking faggot. Come on.
Yeah. Whipsaw the nuclear option. Yeah. I like to watch TV.
Oh my god!
Oh my
and
god!
So the most beautiful part about all of this is that people like me, you, and everybody else, we'll be thinking about something else in a couple of days. We will be on to the next thing because hey, this is over with and we have life to get to. That GIF right there summarizes the leftists and how they will be for where's the next thing we can do.
pretty. Even though it's a boomer meme, it's still funny. Well, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay.
That might be so I agree.
Yeah, I have
that one. Yeah.
I mean, I normally don't log into Twitter anyway, but I have been deliberately avoiding Twitter because of this.
It's not exactly is it from a movie or something, or just someone filmed a phone with a "shut up, you idiot."
It looks like they just filmed the
God, I remember when that was like the latest phone display.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Wait. Read the book.
Well, don't tell them to read the book, because the only book they read is the book
Harry Potter.
Yeah. Oh, side note, speaking of books, I can't remember which bookstore it was. It was talking about how it is they will no longer they will not stock the 12 Rules for Success by Jordan Peterson because it's hateful and divisive and whatever else. Yet they have a special going on Mein Kampf.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is 6 million people. Oy vey.
Oh god, I didn't even see that. That was perfect timing.
They shut us down.
I legitimately did not see that when I said that.
Oy vey, they're going no.
Oy vey, shut it down.
Okay, let's Let's
Just
see what else is there
so
on the-
bad, mate.
On the
So cringe, mate.
yeah, well, what else is there? And
Where the hell? I love clicking on a photo in Google's and the direct link takes you to some other fucking page.
well, that's why you should install the this add-on that leads directly to the image, because they removed the direct image link for some reason, but there's an add-on that puts it back. Let me actually see what it's called. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get that thing for James and it's just leading me all over the fucking place.
The extension is called. It's called Bring Google View Image Back. That's the name. Let me post it in the chat. So that's what it's called. Just. Speaking of images, yes, sometimes the recommended videos on YouTube are interesting. Okay, let me show this. This is what I got one day. Sticks, I can no longer endorse your heresy. That's the first thing I thought when I saw this.
It's a bit rich calling it heresy. It's like it doesn't make you look like a good guy.
Well, I mean, unless you are, Space Marine or Inquisitor, I guess. I've seen some heresy. I'm not saying it was heresy, but it was heresy.
Planet Minecraft and it's tagged with Peppa. I fucking hate.
I'm looking at some serious heresy. Anyways, let's take a look at other topical. Or do we have anything on the whole?
Oh, hold on a second. I actually know how I can actually get.
Oh, here we go. There is a Pepakura file for this. I'll post it in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you'd have to dig around for the length, but somebody did actually make it. Actually, this you'd probably just be able to trace it.
All right, so let's actually discuss this. How someone got 2 accounts banned for posting this video of mad cow crying. Yeah, that's the fact that they tried to censor this is funnier than the clip itself, I think. Twitter has big tech strikes again. Twitter suspends account with the viral tweet of Rachel Metcalf crying on air. Twitter has suddenly suspended an account that had posted a video of themselves laughing at Rachel Metcalf crying on air over the conclusion of Robert Mueller's investigation. So yeah, that was the tweet. She's crying, losing my shit. Losing my shit. Like it's cringe. So yeah, we saw this video already. Okay, and this account got the Zuck.
I can't hide the participants.
And she lost 2 accounts because she made a new one, and the new one got suspended as well. So she made a 3rd one. Yeah, as TGP previously reported, the tears came on Friday evening after it was revealed that there would be no more indictments from Mueller's office, sealed or otherwise, which completely contradicts the tall tales of that Metcalf has been selling to viewers. Oh yeah, like these same people are saying that Alex Jones is crazy and is conspiracy theorist. Well, compared to this crazy bitch, he's actually pretty grounded in reality.
He was right about the frogs.
Well, actually, not quite, because this study was done by a really dubious scientist, and there's a lot of red flags. Actually, Miles Power did a 3-part video exposing how poorly done this research was, and apparently this Tyrone who made who did the research was he overdosed on synthetic watermelonium while doing that, so that's why it's really dubious. And before you called me a racist, no, his literal name is Tyrone. He's not cool like Big Man Tyrone. No, he's just some weirdo who is who has a very
who isn't big
approach to science. Okay. So if you don't know Miles Power, he's pretty good. He's like I think he's a chemist. Yeah, he's a chemist, and he debunks conspiracy theories, debunks pseudoscience, debunks stupid shit. I'm fine.
And by one of your shitposts, also likes to dress up as a furry creature.
Yeah. So yeah, that's his channel, by the way. So check him out. Really good stuff. The series is that was including the freaking frogs gay. So there's the link to the channel. Oh jeez, what the hell is this?
Well, the black.com probably would be more appropriate on a 4chan or white nationalists.
Oh, what you mean the POC LARPers that occupy that board? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Diversity is our strength, and our white supremacists are the most ethnically diverse ever.
Yeah, literally.
I know, it's sad. You sit there and you take a look at all the little lefty groups that are complaining about diversity. It's almost all white people. But apparently we have black people being accused of white supremacy.
Yeah.
We have Jews that are Nazis.
Well, according to vegan feminists, at least some of them, eating meat is reinforcing white supremacy.
Well, it's PETA too, so, well.
Imagine this. So when a black guy buys a bucket of chicken wings, he's engaging in white supremacy.
I thought he was engaging in dinner.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, it's not racist to talk about chicken wings, because chicken wings are fucking awesome, and I fight anyone who says otherwise.
Yep.
Well, chicken is great, so... great, I'm hungry now. Anyways. Oh, speaking of, those people who accuse everyone of racism, but turns out they have dark secrets over their own, let's talk about SPLC, because last time we talked about them, but the shit show continued. It was only the beginning. The whole fucking nest is unraveling. The article... No, the article wasn't written by Crowd, even though it's called The Reckoning. The
Reckoning.
The Shreckoning of Morris Dees. By the way, yeah, Morris Dees was the recently fired co-founder of SPLC. And, last time I talked about Dees nuts.
Oh, God, yes.
I'll find it. Where's I have a picture for the occasion. Prepare for the Shreckoning.
Finish.
Playtime is ogre. Okay, so let's see.
I actually, if it wasn't for the fact they'd get a view count added to their numbers, I'm actually almost curious enough to check out what the Young Turks are saying about the whole Mueller thing now.
They're probably just...
Speaking of Jimmy Dore, he's from TYT Network, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, surprisingly, Jimmy Dore, even though he's a blue-pilled cock, he actually was calling out Rachel Metcalf and her conspiratorial bullshit. recently.
Oh, nice.
He said that he showed the clip. Someone did they just went through one episode of her show and just made a supercut of every time she talked about Russia and like Russia, Putin, Putin, Russia, Putin, Russia, Putin. And he showed this on the air and said that just kind of like look at this. And of course, she will never. Oh, hi there.
Yo.
There.
Yay! There you are.
So you're just in time where we were starting to talk about the continuation of the SPLC unraveling because it's
There's my boy
here every week. So this was published in New Yorker of all places. You know, New Yorker is one of those hardcore leftist regressive publications. Even they are calling out SPLC. That's something.
Yeah, I think like a lot of the leftist media and everything, the writing is on the wall that they need to start. They need to try to get back to being real journalism because come 2020, I mean, Trump is going to win. We already know that, and basically they're trying to stay out of the blast zone.
Yeah, right now it's not 100% chance of Trump winning, but if I had to put money, yeah, it's gonna be Trump at least for now.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, well, I would applaud them for trying to be more objective, but it's too little, too late. I mean, it's a bit too late to stop drinking when you already have cirrhosis that threatens your life. So yeah, it's too late to stop drinking when your liver has failed. Yeah, the firing of Maurice D's nuts, the co-founder of the SPLC, has flashed up uncomfortable questions that have surrounded the organizations for years. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff that should have been flushed down, but instead floated up. In the days since the stunning dismissal of Maurice Dees, the co-founder of the SPLC, on March 14th, so someone who used to work there wrote this like opinion piece, I guess. I've been thinking about the jokes my SPLC colleagues and I used to tell to keep ourselves sane. Walking to lunch past the center's Maya Lin, designed memorial to civil rights martyrs, we'd cast a glance at the inscription from Martin Luther King Jr. and etched into the black marble until justice rolls down like waters, and intone in our deepest voices until justice rolls down like dollars.
Oh, you mean like the millions of donations your nonprofit gets every year?
Yeah, that's exactly
quote unquote nonprofit.
Yeah, it's probably just another money laundering scheme like half of all nonprofits are.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He actually says here that SPLC is pretty much a big scam, and he used to work there, so he should know. The Law Center had a way to turning idealists into cynics. Like most liberals, our views of SPLC before we arrived have been shaped by its oft-cited listings of U.S. hate groups, its reputation for winning cases against the KKK and Aryan nations, and its stream of direct mail pleas for money to keep the good work going. The mailers in particular painted a vivid picture of a scrappy band of intrepid attorneys and hate group monitors working under constant threat of death to fight hatred and injustice in the deepest heart of Dixie. When this hired me as a writer in 2001, I figured I knew what to expect. Long hours working with humble resources and a highly diverse bunch of super dedicated colleagues. I felt righteous about the work before I'd even begun it. And can you guess, did he get what he expected or not? Well, spoiler alert. It was the opposite. Okay, so I'll skip parts kind of describing the building that okay, but nothing was more uncomfortable than the racial dynamic that quickly became apparent. A fair number of what was then about 100 employees were African American, but almost all of them were administrative and support staff. The help. So, speaking of the help, Was this what Beto O'Rourke referred to when he said pick cotton?
Oh, wow.
Oh, you're referring to the freaking video I did on this poem he wrote? It was about. I'm pretty sure it was about fucking a cow, but somewhere in the middle of the poem, completely at random, is just the line "pick cotton." Period. Like, I don't know why it's there.
I don't know why the poem is there to begin with. I mean, it's the. Well, I guess I know. His pen name was Psychedelic Warlord, so I guess mushrooms had to do something with that.
I have a feeling drugs were involved.
Well, that's the thing. I never publish anything I come up with while tripping balls. Okay, so that's... one of my black colleagues said pointedly, the professional staff, the lawyers, researchers, educators, public relations officers, and fundraisers were almost exclusively white. Well, were they white or were they fellow white people? Because, you know. Yeah.
I don't care how many of your staffers were gay or white. Just tell me if they were fucking hypocritical douche canoes. That's all I care about.
It's just filthy.
That's kind of one of the job requirements of working for the Possessed PLC.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, it gets worse. Trust me. This article is So just 2 staffers were openly gay. But how many of them were? Since I didn't add this clip to the soundboard, I'll have to play it separately.
Super gay. Super gay. Super gay.
Yeah, how many of them were super gay?
Just 2.
During my first few weeks, a friendly new co-worker couldn't help laughing at my bewilderment. Well, honey, welcome to the Poverty Palace.
Welcome to the Poverty Palace.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want. Honey, we know the names.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fags and gays.
That's LA, all right.
Take me back to the transgender city where the men's have, where the
dicks are giant
and the men have titties. Oh,
there you go.
Take me home. All right, so we can take racism and transphobia off our bucket list for today.
And homophobia, apparently.
And homophobia, yeah. And we just started, so we're ahead of the schedule.
That's why they asked. He asked to take him home. He just want to get out of this place.
Okay, so I can guarantee you'll never step foot in a more contradictory place as long as you live. SPLC, you will never find a more enraged hive of scum and villainy. Hi there, Egon. Egon is the chat. We need a weekly bingo game. We used to play, what was it called? Fuck. A game made by a guy who cocked himself to death lately. Oh, what was the name? Cards Against Humanity. Well, given
that
guy became such a mega cock, it's funny how the game is so unpolitically correct. Oh, then again, it was in the past, so he even went back and removed several cards for being, I guess, too offensive.
Yeah, that was pretty stupid.
Because God forbid a game called Cards Against Humanity will have something offensive.
Because I thought that being offensive was the point of the fucking game.
Yeah, I mean, but
I'm gonna be right back.
Everything else was okay.
I'm gonna drop out for just a minute.
But card that says possible transvestite was too far.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the criteria are this time.
You really
that wasn't one of the good cards. A lot of the cards could stand to get taken out of the decks for not being funny.
Well, the good thing is that, well, I mean, there are a lot of third-party card decks anyways. Some of them are really, really interesting. Let me just
I want to see a 4chan card deck just to see how fucked up it would be.
Okay, so there's this one card. I don't know if it's from official deck or one of the expansions made by third parties, but like this one. I mean, if passable transvestite is too offensive, but this is okay. I mean, I'm not complaining, but I don't know what the criteria are. I mean, just it's weird. It could have been one of the third-party cards, because on this website you can enable. There are like dozens of different card sets, and I decided to enable just all of them for shits and giggles. Because, well, if you played several rounds, the cards will get repeated. When the same card repeats several times, it's not as fun anymore. Okay, anyways, everything feels so out of whack. I said, where are all the lawyers? Where's the diversity?
In jail.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Shot fucking fired. Speaking of diversity. Oh man. We're gonna find a video about shitpost I made a long time ago. It was like when they announced Beyond Good and Evil 2, and they said that it will have diversity and multiculturalism. And this was what they showed in the I didn't change anything about this screenshot.
Wow.
Oh, shut up, Meg.
I know that same thumbnail keeps coming up on like almost every recommended video sidebar. I'm like,
which one?
I don't watch Family Guy videos, so why am I keep getting Family Guy video suggestions?
Because, well, speaking of suggestions, I've been getting some really, really weird suggestions. For example, I got several what I think are like English lessons for children in Arabic. I have no idea why. I mean,
the algorithm is all fucked right now. It's horrendous.
You know what? And also, recently I was getting other suggestions, like, for example, makeup tutorials. And you know why I think it?
Yep.
I'm getting them after I saw several speed painting videos. I guess YouTube thinks that drawing a face is similar to putting on makeup, which is probably is, but not similar enough to be the same interest.
I don't know. It just seems like every time I try to train the recommended page to recommend something I want, it just flips back over to thinking I'm a black chick with like makeup tutorials and Cardi B videos or something. I don't know what the fuck. Just like shit I have never ever watched ever, and have always told recommended to get the fuck out of my feed, and it just keeps showing back up.
Maybe I things too. Like I remember there were articles that Facebook or that YouTube was going to try to increase the diversity of thought by suggesting videos that would expand viewpoints or some shit.
Oh, and my suggestions have become super gay recently. Yeah, there's a channel called "Are They Gay?"
Why are you gay?
Like, they have to ask the question. I'm pretty sure you already know the answer.
You are gay.
Saget on channel awesome at a current channel like
Are
that.
they gay? It's like, no. You know, just because you want them to be doesn't mean they are.
Nothing will ruin your recommended page faster than watching a Watch Mojo video, though.
Oh
yeah.
Mojo.
Never do it.
Or any, say, Simpson thing. Is it just
on the Fashion's electromagnetic gun?
I was afraid to click.
I
That
would
sounds
want,
amazing.
It's like, wow, I am suddenly a fascist.
You're suddenly a fascist. You can
pretty fucking
suddenly.
Hey, that's the fastest way to convert a science geek into a fascist. It's like, hey, are fascists electromagnetic guns? Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
He who holds the bolter holds the power.
Yes.
Well, I'm pretty sure that a railgun would fare much better in war than a dildo. So,
yes.
Speaking of Watch Mojo and their quest to the desperation for video topics, like I saw this top 10 most heated anime waifu wars. Like,
oh yeah, they're really reaching for the bottom of the barrel there.
Oh my god. They are the BuzzFeed of YouTube.
No,
Yeah.
Even more so than the
BuzzFeed.
actual BuzzFeed of YouTube. Watch Mojo is just worse.
Yeah. Well, at least sometimes they are, on point. It's rare, but still, of all the,
At least they're not as bad as Looper, that wannabe Watch Mojo channel. Fuck Looper.
Yeah, by the way,
There's actually got a couple of, I've seen a couple of really interesting ones from them.
At least Looper is more. They are capable of making more energetic videos than Watch Mojo.
top 10 anime girls with the sexiest voices. Really struggling with
something that I like. I can't see a what do you call it, a Hegau or whatever fucking images without thinking of Mr. Medicare anymore.
Oh god, yeah.
Ahiego. I don't even know how to pronounce that shit.
Anyways, let's get back to the article because this article is going to get so.
I don't know. I'd like to see. It would be fun if we could see the election, Medicare versus O'Rourke, just since it looks a bit alike. the way it's written is like, oh shit, which one I need to write on the ballot? Then suddenly we have Jim as a senator.
Well, okay, so
he never.
You call yourself a journalist? She said, laughing again. Killer, you don't do your research. Imagine being like your first day at your new workplace, and you're like, "What the fuck is this? Like, what did you expect? You should have
clearly you didn't do your research at the Southern Poverty Law Center. They do research there. Never would have guessed.
Those who do research, they decide not to join them.
I know why they aren't as successful now. It's because it's a poverty law center. How about a rich law center?
They're pretty rich. That's the point of the article.
Yeah. In the decade or so before I arrived, the center's reputation as a beacon of justice has taken some hits from reporters who peered behind the facade. In 1995, the Montgomery Advertiser has been a Pulitzer finalist for a series that documented, among other things, staffers' allegations of racial discrimination within the organization.
SPLC is a hate group after all.
In Harper's, Ken Silverstein had revealed that the center has accumulated an endowment topping $120 million while paying lavish salaries to its highest-ranking staffers and spending far less than most nonprofit groups on the work that is claimed to do. So,
and that's saying something because nonprofits barely ever pay more than 30%. Jesus.
That's the thing. If this was known in the 90s, how the fuck did they have a reputation at all? Come on, seriously. They were a joke long before, now they're falling apart, but they should have fallen apart like decades ago. Seriously. The great Southern journalist John Egerton, writing for The Progressive, had painted a damning portrait of D's nuts, the center's longtime mastermind, as a super salesman and master fundraiser. That's why they were reluctant to kick him out, because, well...
Oh yeah, I was wanting to know what the date for this claim is. You called him a guy who bilks gullible northern liberals. You mean like all Democrats?
Yeah. We just run our business like a business, Dees told Egerton. Whether you are selling cakes or causes, it's all the same.
Damn.
Jesus fucking Christ, how the fuck did they have a reputation after this?
He said that straight to this fucking interviewer. He's like, what do you say to these claims that you're just a fundraising douche? He's like, guilty as charged by...
Amazing.
Well, at least he's honest. I mean, that's something, I guess. I don't know if it's better or worse to be so brazen about this. Oh. Co-workers stealthily passed along these articles to me. It was a rite of passage for new steppers, a cautionary heads up about what we'd stepped into with our noble intentions.
But nobody says anything. Hey, check it out. You're in a fake-ass bullshit place. Have fun.
Incoming female staffers were additionally warned by their new colleagues about Deeze's reputation for hitting on young women.
How did this take this long? Me Too's been going on for like 14 months, and it took them this long to fuck over this shithole? God damn.
They're really trying to cover this up because apparently this was going on for years, and later in this article, they'll say that a lot of...
Remember a couple of weeks ago when I was willing to give this D's motherfucker the benefit of the doubt just because I don't trust Me Too people? God damn.
Yeah.
Apparently, people were coming out with accusations for a long time, and they were silenced by the higher-ups.
Makes
Are you
sense.
surprised? I'm not. And the unchecked power of the lavishly compensated white man, well, at the top of the organization, D's and the center's president, Richard Cohen, fellow white man.
Fellow white man, Richard Cohen.
Made staffers pessimistic that any of these issues would ever be addressed. Gee, you don't say. I expected there'd be a lot of creative bickering, a sort of democratic free-for-all, my friend Brian, a journalist who came aboard years after me, said one day. But everybody is so differential to Maurice and Richard. It's like a fucking monarchy around here. The work could be meaningful and gratifying, but it was hard for many of us not to feel like we'd become pawns in what was in many respects a highly profitable scam.
You
Got
don't
him!
Say.
Yeah, this guy worked for them, so you should know that it was a profitable scam. This is... As told you, this article is just... Oh, I need to share the link to this article in the...
Oh, this son of a bitch left in 2004 and is only just writing this now. Fuck you.
Let's see. For many former staffers who have come and gone through the center's doors are left in 2004. The queasy feeling came rushing back last week when the news broke that D's, now 82, had been fired. The official statement sent by Cohen, who took control of the SPLC in 2003, didn't specify why D's has been dismissed, but it contained some broad hints. We're committed to ensuring that our workplace embodies the values we espouse. Oh, well, if you want to your workplace to embody the values you espouse, you should have left him there, because he espouses your quote-unquote values as best as anyone could.
Yeah. Also, it's not surprising that people who are there may have stayed quiet this long, because the SPLC... I mean, they do have connections and have really fucked up people's lives before, so.
The values they espouse: truth, no; justice, no; equity, probably; inclusion, apparently not.
Yeah. When one of our own fails to meet those standards, one of your own, like all of your own, more like, no matter his or her role in the organization, we take it seriously and must take appropriate action. But by the way, later turns out that Cohen stepped down after this. Because apparently, because Dees was hardly the only one with dirt on his hands. Dees' profile was immediately erased from the SPLC's website. Unpersoned. Amazing, considering that he has remained to the end the main face and voice of the center. Well, this center deserved this kind of voice. His signature on most of the direct mail appeals that didn't come from celebrity supporters, such as the author Toni Morrison, while right-wingers tweeted gleefully about the demise of a figure they'd long vilified. Well, it's not much of a vilification if you're speaking the truth about him. Hate group founder has been fired by his hate group, the alt-right. Mike Cernovich chirped. Well,
when is Mike Cernovich alt-right? The dude is a basic bitch bushcon. Come on.
Well, I mean, everyone is alt-right if you're...
Yeah, but Cernovich is... Yeesh.
This author is proof that fucking progressives never learn. They're too fucking stupid.
But in this case, Cernovich is actually... he's not wrong calling the hate group. SPLC alums immediately reconnected with one another, buzzing about what might have happened and puzzling over the timing 16 years after Dees handed the reins to Cohen and went into semi-retirement. I guess there's nothing like a funeral to bring families back together.
Or bring flies to circle around shit.
I just realized, could Mr. Dees be the first one to be the precursor? It's just like, hey, you want to grab these nuts?
Well, we made this joke last time.
I forgot it.
These nuts.
Well, now, got him.
He was wearing one of those trench coats and just flashing before female employees. Look at these nuts!
Oh, man.
Another former writer at the center said, speculating about what might have prompted the move. It could be racial, sexual, financial. That place was a virtual buffet of injustices, she said. Why would they fire him now?
Isn't it funny how many people know for a fact that this is a bullshit artist organization, except for somehow they've remained somehow credible among the left-wing media forever, despite apparently everybody knowing this is a shithole?
They're credible.
Well, it's bullshit. All progressives do is lie. Never forget it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why I don't even trust them necessarily when they talk shit about each other. Literally, all they do is lie.
Well, I mean, in this case, it pretty much... They wouldn't fire him, and all this shit would happen if there was no grounds for those. But they've been protecting him for years, so now I guess something really bad happened.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to tell because groundless firings are the specialty of the left.
Yeah, but Cohen stepped down soon after that. I mean, that's...
I mean, they're probably guilty reading this article, yeah. I'm just saying.
So one day later, the Los Angeles Times... by the way, LA Times is one of those lefty publications. Even leftists are really, really, going after them. An Alabama political reporter, I don't know anything about them, reported that Deeze's ouster has come amid a staff revolt over the mistreatment of non-white and female staffers. So basically, Deeze molested way too many women, I guess, which was sparked by
respect her.
Of the senior attorney Meredith Horton, the highest-ranking African-American woman at the center. So basically, it was so bad that even high-ranking officials had to quit. Jesus Christ, how bad was it?
Or it could have been just some African-American woman switched for a better job, and rumors went around, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's attacking women of color." It's just, it's probably the former, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. A number of... I guess that, in such a collective, everybody knew what exactly was going on. I mean, since apparently there were a lot of women who have quit over the years after they complained about mistreatment and were ignored or told to shut up by the higher management. Because, we cannot have any, no social justice here. Social justice for thee, but not for me.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I learned that firsthand dealing with the SPLC. I went down, while I was still living in Atlanta because there was some shit going on that's just not important to get into. But basically, it was like I told them the situation. It was like, hey, this is something that I kind of really need help with. And they said, well, if there, maybe if it was affecting like if there was a black person that could join in on the suit, and it's like, what? I mean, I had a legitimate, lawsuit that I could have filed. I mean, now it doesn't matter anyway. But basically, because I was white, they didn't want to take the case.
I'm not surprised in the least. A number of staffers subsequently signed onto 2 letters of protest to the center's leadership, alleging that multiple reports of sexual harassment by Deeze through the years have been ignored or covered up. Well, I'm not surprised. And sometimes resulted in retaliation against the women making the claims. Deeze denied allegations, telling a reporter, "I don't know who you're talking to or talking about, but that is not right."
And no citation for the supposed retaliation. No. Well, nobody taught this guy how to write articles.
He was 88 years old, so maybe he was senile. I don't know who you're talking to or about. I don't know where I am. I don't know my name. I poop my pants. That wouldn't surprise me. The staffers wrote that Deeze's firing was welcome but insufficient. Their larger concern, they emphasized, was the widespread pattern of racial and gender discrimination by the center's current leadership. Oh shit. Stretching back many years, SPLC has since appointed Tina Chen, a former chief of staff for Michelle Obama, to conduct a review of workplace environment. Well, I don't know.
Well, sex assault allegations are the only thing that hasn't really been part of the Obama campaign, so why not?
Well, they decided to, probably they did it just for the name recognition, so they can name drop her. Oh, look at this! Is Michelle Obama's chief of staff. Ooh. Or
the chief of staff for the fucking first lady, the chick whose job is just to be the wife of the president and tell people to eat healthy lunches at school. What a chief of staff.
Wasn't it her that fucked up the school lunches for everyone?
Yes, it was.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, while her own kids were eating gourmet food prepared by a professional chef at their private school.
Well, that's the thing. The idea was nice, but we'll say that you have to make this food healthy. But since there was not enough budget for food that was actually healthy, all schools had to improvise and make it. Well, you know how it ended. So it's one of those where good intentions with really really poor execution, and it's a fuck up. It's always like that. Sometimes things are better left alone than, if it's not broken, don't fix it. If Cohen and other senior leaders thought that they could shunt the blame, the riled-up staffers seemed determined to prove them wrong. So basically, the higher-ups decided to, use this D's as the fall guy, but the people didn't take this. Fuck you. We want more blood. One of my former female colleagues told me, "I wanna suck your blood." Blood. By the way,
See, where they fucked up was that this was coming out because Dees left rather than Dees was arrested.
Oh.
Had it been that the reason why he lost the position was because he was walked out in handcuffs, maybe they might have been able to, to maintain a shred of credibility.
Yeah.
It's the fact that he simply left the organization that people are having an issue with.
Yeah, and also he was a symptom of the disease, not the cause of it. Just because they got rid of one of them doesn't mean that the organization is any better. Hell, it might be actually worse because he was, I guess, at 88 years old, he wasn't he didn't have enough stamina to molest anyone properly. So, the whole organization is rotten to the core.
Oh my God.
What?
Just know you saying he didn't have the stamina to molest him properly. It's like, what is there like a grading authority? They were like, nope, sorry, that was substandard. Do it again. Sorry, you don't have. Yeah, it's like you. I'm sorry. Turn in your trench coat. Your certification has lapsed.
It's like performance review. And we just started. It is like it's our second article.
Oh boy.
Golden. Let's continue. I gotta hope your piece helps keep the momentum for change going, she said. Stephen Bright, a Yale professor and longtime SPLC critic, told me, these chickens took a very long flight before they came home to roost. Yeah, took them long enough. Well, better late than never. The question for current and former staffers alike is how many chickens will come to justice before this long overdue reckoning is complete?
Probably none.
Well,
but they just fired this guy after he lived off of this scam for like 50 years.
Well, at least their reputation got another hit, so we can only hope. The controversy erupted at a moment when the SPLC had never been more prominent or more profitable. Donald Trump's presidency opened up a gusher of donations.
That is sad.
$50 million in 2016, the center took in $132 million in 2017. Much of it coming after the violent spectacle that unfolded at the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Oh, that's sad. Yeah, they could have spent that money on literally anything more valuable. than the fucking SPLC.
Yeah, just all this. Just buy cocaine and overdose. That's better use of the money. At least you'll die happy.
Yeah.
Instead of funding a literal hate group. George and Amal Clooney's Justice Foundation donated $1 million, and as did Crapple. But that's why you should never buy any. Well, as if you needed another reason not to buy Apple. Which also added donation button for the SPLC to its iTunes store. If you had any doubts that Apple is, retard central.
And then like JP Morgan and Chase, one of the most corrupt banking branches in the world, chipped in just $500,000. Just a little bit.
Yeah. When a banking giant couldn't even cash out $1 million, that's really it's a token gesture. I mean, it's like, the new money pushed the center's endowment past $450 million, which is more than the total assets of the American Civil Liberties Union.
That is so fucking sad. Yeah, what's up?
Oh, to be fair, ACLU is also full of shit, so...
Yeah, they were never as bad as the SPLC, though.
Well, it's not a big accomplishment being not as bad as SPLC. Just like, oh yeah, you're not as bad as literally Hitler.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, I know you got cancer, but at least it's not AIDS.
Yeah,
they're paying 350 staffers
on top of it.
They got almost $500 million, and they got only 350 people on the payroll. What the fuck are they doing with that money?
Oh, nothing good, that's for sure. Well, now they will be probably paying more and more fees after they are sued into oblivion. Remember, what's the name? Nawaz?
When I first heard about Majid Nawaz suing them for $3.8 million successfully, I thought, oh man, maybe that'll make them think twice. They don't give a shit. They have fucking $500 million. They don't give a shit. 3.8 million. It's a drop in the bucket to these fucking corrupt fucking clowns. Jesus.
Yeah. Okay. None of that has slackened its constant drive for more money. If you are outraged about the path President Trump is taking, I urge you to join us in the fight against the mainstreaming of hate. A direct mail appeal signed by D's nuts last year, I read.
Give us $500 million and we'll end Gamergate once and for all.
Please join our fight today with a gift of $25, $35, or $100 to help us. Working together, we can push back against these bigots. Oh, Jesus Christ. In 1971, when the center opened, Dees was already a colorful and controversial figure in Alabama. While studying law at the University of Alabama in the late 1950s, Dees sold holy wreaths and birthday cakes, published a student telephone directory, dabbed into real estate. So
like Christmas wreaths. Like the circles of pine tree shit, whatever.
Yeah. Egerton wrote, he also worked for George Wallace's first unsuccessful bid for governor in 1958. Upon graduating in 1960, Dee teamed up with another ambitious student, Millard Fuller, who'd go on to found Habitat for Humanity. They opened the direct mail businesses in Montgomery selling doormats, tractor seats, cushions, and cookbooks. What didn't they do? What the fuck? Everything. Humble.
Am I the only one who just imagined a cookbook full of illustrations with like fat-lipped, overly black-colored like women with like afros and like aprons cooking over a stove, like just super racial caricatures?
Like the owner of Tom the Cat from Tom and Jerry.
Like the Rin Tin Tin black people in the cookbook.
Oof.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Big fucking oof.
Morris and I, from the first day of our partnership, shared the overriding purpose of making a pile of money.
The black one on the Tom and Jerry is actually the owner's housekeeper.
Everybody start rubbing your palms. Oh, yeah.
Fuller will rate recall. We were not particular about how we did it. Anything goes. While running their business, the two also practiced law. What didn't they do? In 1961, they defended one of the men charged with beating up Freedom Riders at the bus terminal in Montgomery. According to Fuller, our fee was paid by the Klan and the white.
Oh my God! They defended the Ku Klux Klan for beating up Martin Luther King Jr.'s fucking protesters. Holy shit!
Wait, what?
If this happened in 1961 in Montgomery, Alabama, those were King's people.
Why?
Dude.
Why would they defend? It's like, is someone beating someone else? Why would they defend them? It's not a
because they're hypocrites.
They don't have a. I don't have a right to beat someone up unless they attack me first.
No, it's like they were lawyer firm. They were hired to defend the Klansmen.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that they like this in 1961 they were just lawyers. They were not. They had not formed the SPLC yet.
Oh, okay.
And that, basically, the way that they lawyers like that they try to justify it is, I only defend the client, whether I like what they do or not.
Oh, I don't see anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, eventually, the kind of people
pretty much take what they agree with.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with them defending the Klan as lawyers, in my opinion. It's just because of what they eventually became. I was like, you'd think these were the kind of people who would have never done that. Apparently not.
Yes. Besides, nobody forced them to take this case. They could say no thanks.
I mean, we're not court appointed.
So, but again, money doesn't stink. Klan's dollars are the same dollars as everyone else's. So
it probably wasn't a hard case to win given the circumstances, because 1961 in Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the late 60s, Dees sold the direct mail operation to the Times Mirror Company of Los Angeles, reportedly for between $6 and $7 million. There was a lot of money back then.
Direct mail was big business back then.
Oh, before the internet, yeah, I guess.
Yep.
But he soon sniffed out a new avenue for his marketing genius. In 1969, he successfully sued to integrate the local YMCA after 2 black children were turned away from summer camp. So basically, he was an opportunist. I mean, yeah, makes sense. 2 years later, when he co-founded the law center with another Montgomery attorney, Joe Levin Jr., he volunteered to raise money for George McGovern's presidential campaign, and with McGovern's blessing, used its donor list of 700,000 people to help launch the SPLC's direct mail operations. Again, direct mail salesman. The center won some big cases early on, including a lawsuit that forced the Alabama legislature to divide into single-member districts, ensuring the election of the state first African-American lawmaker since Reconstitution. In 1975, the SPLC started defense fund for John Little, a black prisoner in North Carolina who'd stabbed to death a jailer who attempted to rape her. The case became a national sensation and drew attention to the intrepid Little operation in Montgomery. Dees, of course, has already positioned the law center to capitalize on the positive press. Of course. A decade or so later, the center began to abandon poverty law, representing death row defendants and others who lacked the means to hire proper representation, to focus on taking down the KKK. So they went from taking money from the KKK to taking them down. I mean, whatever pays more, right?
As I knew it, man, they always get to bank on their good press of taking down the KKK, and it already says they had millions of members in the 1920s, but they only had 10,000 in the mid-'80s, which everybody was like 35 fucking years ago. Actually, yeah, about 35 fucking years ago. Jesus. There's probably none of them left, but we're all so fucking scared.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. And that's like, I'm curious, what is the SPLC's mission statement now? Like, are they actually an action group, or does their mission statement say awareness?
Nobody knows
what it's like.
Because there was a book that I had gotten a hold of at one point, and one of the things that it actually talks about is how to make a nonprofit where you can keep every single penny of your donations. Because, like, basically, when you have a nonprofit, you are required to spend X amount of money towards your stated purpose. And if your stated purpose is to raise awareness or to be a watchdog, group where you don't have to actually do anything, then your direct mailing stuff, You also can create a company that does direct mailing, and your nonprofit contracts your direct mailing company to do the direct mailing. So if you take in $10 million, you can pay your company that does direct mailing services $9 million for their services.
Yeah, now I know the gay, black, Jewish, trans women clan died out, mostly because their name was too long. I believe the gay, black, Islamic trans women of America clan survived because they shortened their name to BLM.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, I'll be right back. Oh.
I was worried that joke would be too long to get all out and still be funny, but it worked.
Oh, by the way, I actually have the original RoboCop Pepakura file. If I can find somebody going to Dragon Con next year that's willing to, I'm actually thinking about doing that one up in gold with a C-3PO head and do the Hulkbuster up as an R2-D2.
That would be kind of
Or I might even do the Ed 209 R2-D2.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Just have him walk around going, put down the gun. You have 9 seconds to comply.
Beep boop, motherfucker.
Hey, people.
Seth here.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah, so let's.
I told you I was gonna show up, dude. So what I miss?
Oh well, just history of the SPLC and how they were pretty much. It was just a money-making scheme from the day one.
Yep.
Ah, typical. Typical. I mean, there's a reason why it's called Southern Poverty Law Center and not the.
Well,
you know what?
Actually, from the beginning it was called that because they were providing free legal services to people who couldn't afford them. But then they abandoned this because it wasn't.
Now they just send help to pretend to not non-white people who just pretend to have problems.
Pretty much.
Well, non-white, and non-straight.
We found out it's more like they raked in $500 million to do virtually nothing but talk shit about like Gamergate and stuff.
Yeah,
Donald Trump.
Yeah,
as NPCs do. I already told you this once, but happy birthday, you dickhead.
Oh yeah, thanks guys. It was my birthday yesterday.
All right, are you gonna? Let's see.
The only thing easier than beating the clan in court, like shooting fish in a barrel, one of these associates told Egerton, was raising money off clan fighting from liberals up north who still had fresh visions of the violent confrontations of the 60s in their heads. You know, this was written in the 90s. I mean, how the fuck was this organization taken seriously? This was like openly known in the 90s even. Like, come on.
Glebs, pardon me, but I have to get this out of my chest. Hey, Rachel Maddow, you gonna cry? Gonna piss your pants too, maybe? Maybe
your report is over. Do 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 do. Dance them crabs.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of,
we got him.
This was from the election night, I think. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yep.
God, she is ugly.
No one knows what it's like to be the head man.
I know. She's gonna fucking. She clearly is gonna crying. It's like right afterwards she must have burst.
I gotta ask, how many L's do these people have to take in order to get the message? That
all of them, 3 times.
It'll take all of eternity.
Well, this picture, best described by this.
Sad man.
The only thing that'll stop these people is 2 L's to the back of the head.
Oh,
and then to put themselves inside of an L suitcase.
That's mean. Continue.
No. No, do it. And they're gonna have to take an L ship.
So basically, this article goes on to say that they were like pretty much milking the KKK for all it's worth, even when KKK was like a fucking joke already. Who the fuck thinks? Who in the right mind thinks that KKK has any like power or influence or anything left at all? Come on. Well, actually, I know several people. I used to know several people when I still used the Facebook, and on Facebook, on one of my accounts at least, I had some leftist friends left. Even though usually when I start talking about, stuff that they just unfriend me immediately or even block me. Like for example, I remember after like the election night, we were streaming all night, and then after the stream was over, I went to Facebook and I was scrolling past, and someone posted a meme comparing 9/11 to 11/9. And I said, like, you are comparing the biggest terrorist attack like in the history of humanity. Well, at least depending on what how you define terrorist attack, but by common definitions, the 9/11 was the biggest one. You're comparing this to just losing an election? I mean, I don't know even what to say. Like, words failed me. It's like this kind of derp is too much for me to express in words. And she's like, well, fuck you, and block me.
Possible.
That was like, yeah, fuck, yeah, you know what? Nobody cares what you think. Fuck you, and block me. Well, whatever demonstrandum. It was great. This alone was like, this is why I was rooting for Trump. Not because of it doesn't concern me all that much, in the grand scheme of things, but the salt from the left is so delicious. I mean,
I'll be honest.
So we got Trump, and everything's going really well, and Brazil got Bolsonaro, and things are going better in that shithole. And France snubbed Le Pen, and who'd they take? Macron. How's that working out for you fucks?
Yeah, I do think, especially with what's happening, maybe she has a better chance this time at the next French election.
You think? Not if you listen to what the yellow vests are bitching about. They're like, you're socialist, but in the wrong kind of socialist. We want the right kind of socialism. They're fucking stupid. France is just a shithole country full of shithole people.
Europe is. Oh yeah, by the way, now that we're on Europe, right, Merkel has...
we haven't finished the article yet.
Yeah. Later.
Yeah, well, let's see.
I keep forgetting Merkel's even still in office.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. By the time I touched down in Montgomery, the center had increased in staff and branched out considerably, adding an education component called Teaching Tolerance and expanding its legal and intelligence operations to target a broad range of right-wing groups and injustices. But the basic formula perfected in the 80s remained the same. The annual hate group list, which in 2018 included 1,020 organizations, both small and large, remains a valuable, quote-unquote, valuable resource for journalists and a masterstroke of Deeze's marketing talents. Every year when the center publishes it, mainstream outlets write about the rising tide of hate discovered by the SPLCs.
I think this year I'm going to look up that list and see how many fucking bullshit organizations I can find on it.
Like pretty much all of them are probably, most of them don't deserve to be on this list. If it was like, was it? Oh yeah, wait. There was this? Was it SPLC hate tracker or ADL hate tracker on Twitter? Like it automatically tracks quote-unquote hate, what the quote-unquote hate groups are tweeting, which hashtags, and some of those hashtags are like World Dog Day or like Autism Awareness Day, and others like those. I mean, if you think that 4chan is a hate group, then Autism Awareness.
They just. It's like if you thought that the United States is a hate group.
Happy Easter was marked as like a hate.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's not an attack on Christianity.
Like actually, let me just SPLC hate tracker.
Apparently, it didn't filter for any relevant terms to anything remotely hateful. It's just, hey, these people we say are hateful. Here's what they're tweeting all the time.
So if you search for SPLC hate tracker, like SPLC hate tracker on Twitter, latest top trend, shaking my head, also trending. This, latest top trend, hashtag Jesus.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Christmas is what?
It's like
Christmas is a dog whistle, apparently.
I hear dog whistles in my head. They comfort me. They understand. Oh, people were making fun of them for this for years. SPLC tracking tweets about Christmas is hate.
They're clearly Jews. They're clearly Jews.
No, they're Greekers who wanted to steal Christmas.
Oh my God! Now it's MSNBC. Of course, they were the first to say that.
Okay, I gotta ask something.
Yeah.
At what level of mental contortion are these people performing? Because seriously,
latest top trend: Christmas also trending. Jesus is the reason for the season. Latest top trend: Jesus also trending Christmas.
No.
Merry Christmas also trending Christmas Eve.
No. This is far beyond mental contortion. This is mental elasticity. They gain.
Jesus also trending white genocide. Oh, this shit. Latest top trend: Trump also trending MAGA.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is like SPLC. Legal groups.
There is no more dangerous version of hate than patriotism, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Hate map. Hate. Oh yeah, hate tracker. Information is beautiful. Awards. What the fuck? Oh yeah, the me too. What is the far-right talking about on Twitter? The SPLC hate tracker visualizes activity around hashtags on Twitter by aggregating data on user identified by Southern Poverty Law Center analysis.
Wait a fucking minute. Walk away is hate speech.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not the hashtags; it's who tweets them. So if you are marked as one of those evil Nazis or whatever, you can tweet literally anything. And if several of those tweet the same hashtag, because well, maybe sometimes these people who deliberately they know that they are marked. I think that they know that they are marked by SPLC, so they will tweet whatever hashtag is popular just to make SPLC look even more retarded. Like, InfoWars. QAnon, walk away. Free Tommy Robinson, I guess. T-Cot. What is T-Cot?
I know QAnon is some boomer shit.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy theorist. Trump, Free Tommy, NYC. Yeah, NYC. really. Me too. Yeah. Verified hate. Oh, verified hate is where like people were retweeting, verified, blue check marks saying stupid shit and hashtagging it verified hate, and they are apparently, evil.
Plebs.
Yeah.
TCOT means top conservatives on Twitter.
Oh.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck. Anyways, SPLC hate tracker monitors Twitter mention of Christmas. I told you they're Grinches.
Well, they're either Grinches or Jews. I mean, let's be honest, they're both.
Is the Southern Poverty Law Center judging hate fairly? No. Hate map. Why cannot I... SPLC cannot defend hate tracker with Merry Christmas. Well, where's the hate tracker itself? Why does there no link to it? Code automatically monitoring Merry Christmas. Well, why is there no fuck? Hate tracker. Oh, there's PLC Congressman, the Cabinet Security Expert track. Now, where's the tracker itself? .com. Well, let's try finding a SPLC. SPLC. I like how you search SPLC and the first thing might be on the scan that is SPLC. The first result.
Oh wow!
And the real SPLC is only the second result. The third result is this article exposing them. Oh yeah, this is the fourth result is Richard Cohen resigned. This is. Oh, look at this! Like the only the second result is them. Everyone else is talking shit about them. Highly profitable scam. Shut down SPLC and Media Matters. What is happening at the SPLC? SPLC is a highly profitable scam. Breaking
And with caps lock at that. How beautiful is it?
Oof.
Oh, I've been readmitted to a Georgetown meme group 1 year after being banned for calling SPLC trash. What? Wait, you can be banned from meme group? What the fuck is Georgetown meme group?
Meme, any group that just surrounds memes is just full of cringy retards, anyways.
Until justice rolls down like dollars.
Hey, don't insult us like that, asshole.
It isn't really what you says it is.
You know, the unfortunate fact is, it also happens in shit posting groups. They're garbage. Most of them are garbage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a member of a few of them. I just, because every once in a while I find one that's actually, that's actually funny, and that I know that I'm gonna be able to throw out to just piss somebody off.
I'm not always talking shit about their meme skills.
Like, I don't even bother following the discussions on anything in the groups anymore.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. It's not necessarily the memes are bad. It's the people making the memes that are obnoxious.
Oh, it's the shit show is even worse. Look at this. SPLC taps lawyer who interfered in Smollett's case to investigate workplace harassment allegations. Wow. So apparently the SPLC is imploding. About time. Yeah. It's probably not good to be game over for this. Like, yeah, I searched for SPLC and this is the results I get. Everyone talking shit about them.
Oh, did Dame Pesos make page 1 of talking shit about the SPLC?
Yeah.
Yes.
Congrats, my boy.
2 weeks after I obtained court records proving the SPLC incited a terrorist attack, their legal director quit. FBI investigation? Oh, this is interesting. Oh, the Hill. Head of
Hey, it's Ethan Ralph.
Announces resignation following alleged gender racial discrimination. When does the SPLC put the SPLC on the SPLC's list of hate groups? Oh.
Uh-oh.
Even the blue check marks are calling them a hate group now. Wow.
Damn.
SPLC a group that inspired 2 different progressive nuts to try assassinate friends of mine. Yeah. The media has long used the SPLC as objective when it has instead used its sole reputation to operate as progressive grifters using their name to ruin good people and good group. Yeah. So, okay, please donate to my lawsuit against the SPLC. Oh, someone else is suing them. Wow. Interesting. This is getting better and better. Yeah, 25 donor networks worth $1 billion pledged to cut funds from hate. Okay, so the 25 donor networks are cutting their funding for SPLC. Oh, wait, what else is there? Why wait for the SPLC to identify and target the most effective and creative conservatives when the quislings of the neocon ramp to do it for you? So basically, it's not related to SPLC directly. Former SPLC employee. We were part of the con and we knew it. Oh yes, it's an article about this expose from the New Yorker. All Schadenfreude aside, this is the chance for SPLC to clean house. Nah, don't think they were built as a scam from day one. It's how do you remove cancer when there's nothing but cancer, and if you remove cancer, there's nothing left of it. Fucking Westboro Baptist.
One wonders, does it?
Wow! Wait, what?
Two faggots fighting.
Oh no!
You know this meme from years ago. What was it? The Grumpy Cat. I hope both teams lose.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fucking great.
You know it's gotten this bad when even an organization full of IRL trolls, infamous for protesting funerals, hate you.
So basically, New York Post talks about this. Prager,
probably just because they hire faggots like the guy who wrote the last article.
SPCC. What the fuck is SPCC? Oh, Southern Poverty Call Center. The
troll group, the actual IRL troll group, the guys who fucking used to phone up what's his name, Mr. Amazing, Jesse Lee Peterson.
Yes, neo-Nazi leader who targeted Jewish women and anti. If they call someone a Nazi, they're probably innocent. And come on,
it's Andrew Anglin. Close enough.
SPLC LMFAO. Yeah, that couldn't have said it better myself. So basically, this is just. Should we remove the text extemp status from Media Matters Southern Portal Law Center? Yeah, no. 98% said yes. This is great.
This is real life, happening now. Terrifying. Emma AG Dad said that she... whatever. You don't want to hear me rant.
Not in that voice.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh my god, even Jack Dorsey dissed him.
Let's play this clip. I'll grab my coffee and be right back.
Of the Southern Poverty Law Center. It's widely circulated. The SPLC lobbies various social platforms to ban certain people. They advise. It's been reported they advised YouTube, as is the Anti-Defamation League.
Guys, I'll be back in a little while. I gotta take this call.
We're very aware of flaws with certain.
Oh yes,
we're very careful about who we take advice from.
But do you take advice from them?
I think that they have certainly reached out to our team members, but there's certainly nothing definitive that we take from them.
We don't take action.
You never take an action based on information received from them.
No.
So the reason I bring them up specifically is that they're cited often, in the United States. There's other groups like Hope Not Hate in the UK, and now they're all going to point their, figurative guns at me for saying this. But the Southern Poverty Law Center wrote an article where they claimed I went to Iran for a Holocaust deniers conference, and I've never been to Iran. And their evidence was this guy found an archived website from a Holocaust denier with my name on it, and that was their proof. And there are people who have been labeled, extremists by this organization that have been,
Sam Harris.
Sam Harris
yeah.
Didn't they lose a big lawsuit around this as well?
They settled.
Recently?
Yeah. So again, like not to imply that you guys do use it, but I ask specifically because it's been reported other organizations do. So we have activist organizations, we have journalists that I can attest are absolutely activists because I worked for Vice, I worked for Fusion. I was told implicitly, not explicitly, to lie, to side with the audience, as it were. I've seen the narratives they push, and I've had conversations with people that I'm gonna keep relatively off the record. Journalists who are terrified because they said the narrative is real, right?
Yeah, that settles it, man. Freaking.
Oh, that sucks.
Nobody has any integrity. No, I mean like the clip was over, but.
Oh, he was joking.
Well, I'm back. It's funny how they.
Like I said, all they do is lie, and if they're not lying, they don't even know what they're talking about to begin with. Basically, everything they say is not true. Either they're too stupid to know the truth, or they're lying straight out.
But yeah, I mean, basically, you saw, when they were talking, that's the reason why anybody, who anybody who actually like used to work there or whatever that that could bring proof or whatever, yeah, they stayed quiet this long because even they mentioned the SPLC has fucked up people's lives.
And that's one of the major mistakes they made that opened up a lot of people's eyes. Like, Sam Harris is a total liberal cuck. For them to target him just because he's a intellectual who argues that maybe Islam shouldn't be slaughtering fucking people all the time, all of a sudden he's a hateful person. He's a hate group. His followers are a hate group. I'm like, dude, Sam Harris is pretty far left. Targeting him is just not smart. It's fucking dumb.
Yeah. I mean, I think the bully list is this one website I've seen come up that, I think they're trying to be the SPLC basically. And yeah, their comment threads are filled with people saying, hey, put me on the list, and saying stuff deliberately to get on the list.
As if it was a fucking list to get into a nightclub.
I wonder what this could be.
By the way, I think that they shut down their hate tracker after it got so much ridicule. Because even
probably, what was it? I think it was Andy Warski that called and asked if he was barred from flying to Israel if he is on their list.
That is funny. But I mean, like, all they had to do, by the way, I mean, all it was, the hate tracker was a bot, and all they had to do was curate the results so they didn't just post the random nonsense that random people that they randomly ascribed as hateful said. All they had to do was only post the damning things. And I mean, that last paragraph that you skipped over from that last article said their last big claim to fame was suing Andrew England, who's like the guy who runs the Daily Stormer. And I'm like, at that point, it's not you're suing people who firebombed your own office and burned down churches in the 70s. You're just suing a guy for running a website. That's just censorship. It doesn't help anybody.
It's really sad. And the reason they do it is just to inflame the whole culture war and ride the notoriety wave after all that's
Yeah, and that article is really critical because right after they mentioned that, they just said they basically just sued him just because they knew it'd make headlines and make them money,
Yeah. Oh, by the way, let's talk about this because that article didn't mention that Richard Cohen resigned soon after firing these nuts.
You want to talk about a guy with a face like a meme? Look at this dude. Jesus.
He looks like. Remember this guy who?
Look at this dude.
He looks like Orville Jewenbacher, dude.
You know who he looks like? Remember this guy who was the leader of the what was it? The shield group for Hillary. Correct the record. What's the name of this guy? Fuck.
Oh God, correct the record. They should go next.
So, David Brock. Let me find what David Brock looks like. The fucking same face. Look at this.
Nice. Right down to the grandma haircut.
David Brock, and this is Richard Cohen. Fucking twin separated.
Vat grown. Fucking vat grown, baby.
So, SPLC President Richard Cohen resigned Friday in the latest blow to the embattled left-wing nonprofit. Cohen's resignation came 9 days after the SPLC fired co-founder Maurice Dees on March 13, citing unspecified conduct issues. So, yeah, he announced his resignation. I don't think he would resign if he had any way not to resign. So, it is Orange Man bad. Yeah, actually, I have a meme for this occasion. I have many memes for the occasion, but this one
also looks kind of like Glenn Beck.
Yeah, kinda is. And the thing about
an old Glenn Beck with hair.
Well, at least Glenn Beck wasn't as unhinged. Well, close, but not quite.
The dude's like the dude's the Mormon Alex Jones, dude. He's pretty bad.
Yeah, but at least he wasn't as unhinged as modern day NPCs who are like Orange Man bad. These are worse.
Dude, he stuck his face in an actual pile of Cheeto dust to try to make fun of Trump.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty bad.
I think at this point he was.
And then his nose died because
Glenn
he got
Beck is
Cheeto dust
always
fucking everywhere.
It's always worth watching when you see some of like his Blaze staffers along with him, because my favorite thing about the famous Cheeto dust video is like the way the people he made do it with him looked, how uncomfortable they were.
Yeah, well, at this point he was struggling for relevance because nobody cared about him, so he had to just do something stupid like this to attract attention. I mean, who the fuck cared about Glenn Beck in 2016? And come on, his prime time was like over like many years before that. So
his prime time was right around 2007, 2008.
Yeah, and then just he petered out. So at least we have some funny moments. Like remember when someone called in the show and he just went off the hook and started yelling like, "Get off my phone, you little pithead!" Remember when that happened?
Yeah, that was funny.
There's even like a remixed version somewhere. Let me play it.
We have our own memes. We have truly made it.
This is like very old video, like 9 years ago. It's still funny.
We go to Kathy in Massachusetts. Hi, Kathy. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's right, Glenn. I think you better pick your head up and put it back on your shoulders. You don't care about the trillions of dollars to bail out the banks and all the credit card companies.
Kathy, get off my phone! I don't care! You people don't care about the trillions! Get off my phone! Uggles my mind today. Uggles my mind today. Get off my phone, you little pinhead! Get off, you little pinhead! Never listen to the show, and she's from Massachusetts. Never listen to the show, and she's.
Jesus.
Logical question.
I'm giving you a logical answer.
You don't have logic.
You're right. Get off my phone, pinhead! Get off my phone, you little pinhead!
Daily reminder, folks, he had a primetime show on both CNN and Fox News.
This ending. Oh, this is just really. But by the way, remember how the left was making fun of him? But when he started talking shit about Trump, suddenly the left loved him for a moment.
Yeah, he's just a conservative dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. He was talking about how evil and omnipresent the Soros is, and then decided to shill for the candidate endorsed by Soros. Gee, what principles do you have? Do you have any principles?
None. He's just a conservative evangelocon. He's a piece of shit. He's a neoliberal faggot. He should be fucking voting for Hillary anyways.
And he's remember when he was talking why Trump is dangerous because something about some really incoherent bullshit about church. Some it made no fucking sense. Just some ramblings of a crazy person. I mean, Glenn Beck, so still something about like Antichrist church, just some. I don't know. It makes.
He's probably mad because he's just smart enough to realize that there were a bunch of Christian groups doing the whole, "Oh, God bless Trump. Trump's God's chosen candidate." I'm like, Trump probably doesn't even believe in God. You fucking idiots.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's better than the friggin'. It's better than the damn. The Wiccans who were all trying to curse Trump, and it's like I looked at their friggin' spell work, and oh my God, you people, you
we had
realize
fun
you're
with that.
actually doing prosperity spells.
What?
In that
They
case,
don't
you
even
shouldn't have said anything.
They don't even know the fucking spells
Yeah,
they're doing.
it's like okay, like had they been doing certain things, correctly, then okay, yeah, it would have actually, been cursing. But like they were doing like the phase of the moon wrong. The stuff that they were using to try to curse him was actually a symbolic attractive magic for prosperity stuff. It's like they basically fucked everything up. But while looking like it was a curse.
You can't even do any kind of occultism right as Wiccans. They're made up bullshit. They were invented in like the fucking early 80s or something.
You know,
actually, 1960s.
The thing that
Well,
worries
Wicca,
me.
Wicca actually has a historical base in like old Celtic traditions and all and everything. But yeah, Wicca was created in the 60s.
By the way, wait. Quintka in the chat says they don't know the difference between black juju and mojo magic. You know, speaking of black juju,
they don't know the difference between mojo magic and mojo jojo.
Speaking of black juju,
that's right.
By the way, you know what the only real magic spell? This one.
Me magic.
That's 12-hour long video.
For 12 hours.
Oh my
God!
God!
Post a link to that.
But James, what worries more is how do you know about this stuff? How do you know how to correctly do the spell?
Because I've actually studied various religions, and at one point I actually did practice Wicca.
Okay.
And by the way, doesn't Mojo Jojo look a lot like that?
I was like big into goth girls for a while. You know, it was the easiest place to meet them.
Big titty goth girls. But doesn't Mojo Jojo look a lot like that Yakub guy, the fucking black Israelites are always talking about?
Are you saying he looks like a big brain monkey? I see what you now. Mojo Jojo has better style.
Yes, he does.
I had to post this.
Remember, everyone, Mojo Jojo actually beat the Powerpuff Girls, but he decided it was too fucking boring.
What?
Yes. He actually took over the world at one point, then realized it was so fucking boring.
And then they adapted it into a Pixar movie, fucking Megamind. It was a good movie, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Megamind was DreamWorks. That was a good movie.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was DreamWorks because it was actually good. Pixar hasn't made great shit for like a decade.
Oh, my God, no.
It's just fucking Megamind.
Here's Incredibles, except the exact same and fucking worse.
So yeah, it's just fucking Megamind. It's like, hooray, I won! It's like, wait a minute, I fucking won? What do I do now?
So is this article any interesting? Does it tell us what's going on with that Cohen guy?
Lawyer interfered in Smollett's case to investigate workplace harassment allegations. So this is the former staffer for Michelle Obama, I think.
Ooh, the Jussie Smollett thing. There was the video of Uncle Ruckus doing a radio interview, and he was talking about niggatry instead of bigotry. He was like, that man literally brought it on himself. He had to hire 2 black men to do the work of the white man.
Oh God.
It's like 26 minutes of Uncle Ruckus ranting at the radio. It's amazing.
Okay, so but yeah, they hired someone who tried to interfere in the you know what was the word? I'm having brain farts.
Interfere in the Smollett investigation? I don't even know what they did. I don't know who the fuck this person is.
Well, this is the former Obama staffer who tried to interfere with the investigation. Now she's investigating the workplace ethics in SPLC. So basically, they hired some heck broad.
They hired somebody who has ethics questions about them to investigate ethics violations. Wow.
And probably by investigate, she's going to collect a paycheck for 3 weeks or 3 months or whatever, and then just clear them.
So yeah. So the announcement came one day after the Chicago Sun-Times obtained the communications between Chen, the one who they hired to investigate, and Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox, in Fox with double X, Fox, in which Chen asked Fox to persuade Chicago Police Department Superintendent Eddie Johnson to turn an investigation of Smollett's case over to the FBI.
But didn't the FBI charge him with a bunch of federal crimes anyways?
That's interesting. Chen reportedly made the request which Johnson refused to comply with at the behest of one of Smollett's relatives. I mean, why would the police, turn over the investigation? They already spent so much time and effort on it. So why would they just give it up? I mean, first of all, this would raise a lot of questions. Besides, they already went so far. Like, why would they stop? Of course,
why would that even help Smollett? If anything, that would make his charges worse.
Yeah, I mean, but does it matter if the police charges him with something, or the FBI? FBI might be even worse, unless they.
Oh, it's much worse because the federal crimes he did that the FBI were already like reviewing, like the shit he did with the fake hate letter. That's even worse than the shit he did where he's faking getting punched in the face.
Yeah, FBI already investigating him for that, so it's like he'll get fucked by the FBI as well.
I'm still taking bets that he's not going to jail.
Probably not, but his career is over, and the most important part that so many normies got red pilled on the fake hate crime question.
Oh yeah, it was a real big deal.
And especially at the amount of shit he's gonna get, either if he finish in jail or in outside of it, I think he will, after all, end up at the end of a rope that he tied himself.
He's even worse for SJWs than, remember that chick who was like a porn director or something who got thrown out of an Uber cab for being a psycho, and she's like, "You're going on Instagram."
Oh yeah, the friggin' Hawaiian bobble doll.
Yeah.
He's even worse for them than that chick. Like she's worse for them than Humongous.
Oh, Jesus Christ. In an email sent just 2 days after Smollett falsely claimed he was jumped by a pair of Trump-supporting bigots, Fox reached out to Chen to let her know that she had contacted Johnson as the Obama alumnus had previously requested.
I love how nobody's saying allegedly about anything about him anymore. They just write about his dumb ass like it's a done deal.
Well, because it is as if there were any doubt before. The leftists doubted, wouldn't believe that it was all fake, but come on, it was obvious. It was super fucking obvious from day one to anyone who isn't retarded.
What? What? Apparently, there's an article about. Well, of course, it's a 9gag, so I don't know. Well, googling, we'll probably find it. A horrifying sperm bank / Greek yogurt mix-up scandal.
not a real article. Not a real article, obviously.
I hope it's not real.
Of course it's not real, but it's one of those nowadays.
These days you never know.
But by the way, nowadays, you know what? Recently there was this The Onion published an article saying that rehiring of James Gunn is the Disney's first step to officially embrace pedophilia. Is this satire or is it true?
The sad thing is a lot of the Onion articles I've been seeing lately, I'm not quite sure are fake.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's. Oh, by the way, the funniest part is that people in the comments were like, spewing acid because of that. Oh, how dare you? How dare you?
Well, in Albuquerque,
question. It's not even satire. It's like
okay. Huffington Post. I think the thing is a 4chan meme. It was sent on obviously first on the fucking what's the name, Tumblr. This now irrelevant site. It's like somebody just answered "oops," and somebody answered back. It's like "oops isn't enough."
Yeah.
Holy shit! Is this why my gains have skyrocketed recently? Ew. Probably Greek yogurt's a pretty decent sort of protein. You should have just been eating that all along. Wow, that's your 4chan is just perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the tweet. I don't know which what's her name. I don't remember. She's saying, "Oh, everybody on 4chan/8chan should be on a terrorist watch list." And then you see a post from 4chan that's totally inoffensive, like the bathtub fish.
Oh
I like kittens.
Yeah, it's like there's only like 2 boards of 9gag, and even then, it's only a third of them that are even offensive.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
The rest of 4chan is just people discussing random shit.
I think I actually
What's
saw
offensive about
on Facebook you were talking about. I sit there and it was like I put list all PewDiePie, hashtag list all PewDiePie subscribers.
The only bad thing or offensive thing about 9gag is just how much it sucks.
Yeah,
it's just like here's a 7-year-old fucking Tumblr meme that's been reposted so many times it's not even legible, and it's on hot. Yeah, fuck you, 9gag. Like I said, I mostly like going on there just to argue with NPC retards in the comment section.
It's a meme.
Because I can't get banned for calling people a faggot because nobody moderates that shithole.
Oh, by the way, let's talk about this one. It's still funny. Why CNN's Jim Acosta loses it after not getting called on at the news conference?
Yeah, that's the thing. You just let him in, and it's just like, yeah, we're not asking you for questions. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President, sir.
I would love just Trump to just say fuck you. It's just that. It's like, go away.
Senpai didn't notice him. Baka.
It's not like I wanted to talk to you, baka.
And the White House is doing everything right. They banned him at the right time and brought him back on because it's good for Trump for fucking have that retard on all the time making a fool of himself.
Yeah, it's just like, just why ban him? He's just gonna lose his shit anyway. So hey.
Yeah, so let's see that. CNN's Jim Acosta became perturbed on Tuesday after he was not called out during a press conference with President Donald Trump and Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro. My pronunciation sucks, probably. Acosta complained on air that a report from the Daily Caller was called out that Brazil's president used the term fake news. Oh yeah, then he got triggered by being called fake news.
Because Trump famously said "you are fake news" right to his face, and I love how like usually these events, there's usually like 120 reporters trying to get a question answered, and they answer like 7, but Jim expects to get called on every time because he's a spoiled child.
Well, this reminds me of he gets called like fake news by random people on the street all the time, and every time you have to see the face. It's become so sad every time. Like, especially when someone pretends to be his fan and then, oh, by the way, you're fake news.
It's great. It's even better than fuck you're right in the pussy whenever anybody gets him.
Every time it's funny.
I almost wish that I could somehow get onto CNN. I would sit there and, just like at the most random time, they ask me, "What do you have to say about it?" Fuck her right in the pussy.
Well, it's like
I'm trying to remember, but
look at this.
Like in 2014, there was some random guy who bullshitted his way onto the show as an expert and just showed up high and just started saying random shit.
Oh, I remember that one. Oh, that was great. Hey, look at this. It's an official CNN channel, by the way. And it's Go home, Jim.
That's like the worst guy. You don't send a big one that's hated by everyone to go to a Trump rally. You send a nobody that nobody will recognize.
I don't even think Jim plays a character because some of these people who shit on Trump are just opportunists. I think he really is a retarded psycho, like Keith Olbermann style.
Tell the truth, Jim. I will. I got it. No, you won't. Go home, Jim.
Oh my God, that looks like Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want people to be heckled. Just send a nobody. Or disguise
I used to
them.
like Kevin Smith back when he still made good movies. Remember when Dogma came out and he showed up to a Dogma protest holding a sign saying like Dogma is freaking heresy or something, and he marched with the people protesting his movie. It was amazing.
Yeah.
He even gave an interview on local news. They're like, "How come you're protesting this movie here, sir?" And he's like, "Because it's evil and it's like heretical to God's word." And he's just sitting there marching along with the fucking protesters. It's great.
And nobody recognized him.
No, but none of those fucking retards had any idea who directed that movie. It was the greatest thing ever.
Wow.
By the way,
though.
I think
Amazing.
4chan is either trying to. It's either really good coincidence, or 4chan is trying to regain a little bit of recognition, because they have led to the arrest of a pedophile, like this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah, Sean Laurel Windingland. Yeah, that's a fucking weird name. Oh, yeah, he was a member of the No Map community, of fucking course.
Oh, God.
Discovered to be a pedophile by notorious Infinite
The
Chan.
virtuous pedophiles.
Yeah, they sent, no, yeah, he's not virtuous at all. There are videos. It's like he's asking a little girl if he can fuck her.
Oh, yeah, I seen it was Memology 101 posted a video about that.
Yeah, and basically, a user on the website just quickly collected his information and sent it to the FBI, and there's a report that he was indeed arrested. Infinite Chan is not always about killing terrorists. Sometimes a bit, or not.
Yeah, well, let's first finish this article because it's funny. Okay. So, the mental disability Acosta get triggered because he was called fake news. But where's the lie? So, and President of Brazil mentioned the term fake news. When a while back when Trump met with the President of Poland, there were like out of context clip shown where, as if his wife didn't shake Trump's hand, and it was circulated among retards on Twitter, and then President of Poland had to come out and say that this clip is literally fake news, because it was really cut out at that strategic moment to create the wrong impression. And by the way, I was really surprised that a lot of those retards had blue check marks, but fucking President of Poland didn't. That's where Twitter's priorities are.
And if you remove all the dishonest editing off the video, it actually shows Jim Acosta chopping that woman's hand.
Oh yeah.
No, that was a bad joke. Sorry.
They try to friggin' they try to sit there and say that no, he did. He actually did try to break her freaking contact. Like you were told, shut up.
I mean, yeah, and the thing is, all they had to do was just blow it off because he barely touched her. But because they lied and said, like, oh, they accelerated the footage so it looks like he karate chops her. No, it looks like exactly like what happened. He just pushed her hand away, which was improper, but wasn't exactly assault. All they had to do was tell the truth.
Yeah, but still, when you are like at a press conference, you are asked to give back microphone. You give back the microphone. You don't try to wrestle it away or just. That's this, even if he didn't try to chop off the karate chop the hand, just refusing to give back the microphone, that would be enough to ban him from future press conferences forever.
And Jim Acosta is just like every fucking person who ruins a good Q&A of everything. They're like, okay, let's ask like a 1 or 2 sentence question, and he stands up and gives out like a fucking.
He's like that guy.
3-minute diatribe.
In season 4 of that episode, whatever, it's like
no. What I mean is like when they say like ask a 2-sentence question and the guy gives a 3-minute statement that's not even a fucking question, just like to talk shit. Yeah, it's Jim Acosta.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's read what he was whining about. When you have the president of Brazil calling the press fake news, he's trying to essentially, in a sycophantic sort of way, suck up to the president of the United States. There is no other way to putting it, and trying to emulate him down, as they call him in Brazil, as the Trump of the top of the tropics. You know, this is another example of when the President of the United States says something here in the U.S., referring to the press as fake news, referring to the press in other derogatory terms. Cry me a fucking river, you cock.
And remember when they used to say that whenever he called them fake news, he was inciting violence against journalists? What happened to that narrative?
Well, too bad those quote-unquote journalists didn't get any violence, because they fucking deserved it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe they should learn to code.
Oh, shit. Oh, Jesus Christ. So much whining about it. Oh, he called us fake news. This evil fascist Nazi Hitler called us fake news. Bolsonaro, who's a right-wing populist, praised Trump after he described past administrations as being anti-US. Later on the news conference, he talked about his conservative grievance that they are being discriminated. So Acosta is just whining. The president has, a gazillion Twitter followers. Yeah, 6 gazillion followers. He has a massive presence on Instagram, has a massive presence on Facebook. Wait, he calls, he whines about being called fake news, but calls Facebook fakebook.
Wait, that's actually a quote from that asshole?
It's fucking Acosta. Acosta, you fucking cocks. You're compared to CNN. Facebook is fair and balanced.
Which is sad
Fair
to say.
and balanced.
Oh, this... Fucking hell. So much salt. So do lots of other conservative figures here in the US. And so the president, he likes to talk about how there's this media collusion game that is stacked against him when he has one of the most powerful social media voices throughout. How is this contradictory? You can have the most powerful social media voice and still have a collusion of media against you. This is exactly what's happening, by the way. Fucking Jim Acosta, fucking Cacosta, fucking retard. And so I think that just has to be said as well, as has to be put in the record that he's sort of, pulling. Stop using word in every sentence. This is, really,
this is very sorta.
Such as the Iraq and places such as.
I remember this. It was like a Miss America contestant who was talking about education, and they started talking about rambling about Iraq and such as and whatever.
Yes, it was.
And the people in the country of Africa don't have maps or something. I forget what the fuck it was.
Yeah, something like
that. It's Aleppo.
No, that was
oh my
that
God.
was our boy Gary Johnson, I think.
Yeah, at first, you could say it's like Aleppo. It does sound like an acronym, so it's like you could potentially get confused. Like, okay, Aleppo. It's like, sorry.
It is I, the Aleppo. The high just got 10 feet waller.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You want someone who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing? There you go.
Yeah. This kind of situation, conservatives aren't being discriminated and abused on social media, Acosta claimed. Yeah, and CNN tells all the truth. They have just as much of a landscape that they dominate as the left does, and one could argue, because, Twitter is not banning, right-wingers at all for no reason. It's not like they were banning people for saying learn to code, but leaving, death threats against the Covington kids staying there for how long it took. Seriously, what kind of loopy reality is he living in? Well, then again, they probably have to be retired.
A very different one from ours.
Looper.
You have to be retired to work for CNN. I mean, it's a prerequisite.
I mean, it helps.
Looper. Yes. No. Fuck.
Yeah, he's a portion of Jim Acosta's latest meltdown, attacking the Daily Caller, accusing Trump of spreading a virus that the media is biased around the world, denies conservatives are silent on social media, and even suggesting conservatives have bigger media footprint.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, fucking.
Yeah, I'm sure. Who has watched more between CNN and the Fox News? Yeah, we know who has a bigger footprint.
Actually, Fox News is more watched than CNN, I think.
Really?
Yeah, because
Fox News is almost always
Fox News is the only it's the only big conservative one. You have CNN, MSNBC, whichever one or two others there is.
By the way, the Fox News is so popular because like the leftist media outlets have destroyed themselves. So this is a shrinking pond. But since the other competitors are shrinking faster, Fox News is expanding. But it's the pond itself is shrinking. So this expansion will be limited. And
Fox News's viewership is still dwarfed by just about any other alternative media out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The numbers they are pulling, if not for Tucker Carlson, nobody would watch Fox News anyways. I mean, except for some big boomers. It's kind of obvious. But anyways, Tucker Carlson is the only. Well,
meanwhile, like MSNBC and CNN are getting beaten out by like boomerang cartoons.
Oh yeah. At some point, CNN has had lower ratings than fucking Ancient Aliens. Now, to be fair,
I'm not saying it's the Russians, but
to be fair, Ancient Aliens have less lies and misinformation than CNN, which isn't saying much, but still, slightly less.
Yeah, and Ancient Aliens bullshits all the time. That's the funny thing.
Yeah, that's. At least they're not quite as blatant. They have to put some truth into their bullshit, at least from time to time.
Yeah, I should show real quick. There's this documentary on YouTube that's like 3 hours long called Debunking Ancient Aliens. He just shits on literally everything they ever said.
Oh, it's amazing.
Documentary, by the way. If you
Eric Von Daniken's book, all the way through to the TV show, it's all bullshit. He fucking cites things that are factually untrue like constantly.
Since you mentioned them,
well, that's why when they're sitting there saying, whenever they say allegedly and reportedly and believed to be, then you can say whatever the fuck you want because there are people out there that believe this, and there are texts out there that say that this happened and whatever. So
let me just show you a YouTube poop, which is one of the better ones. It's from an Ancient Aliens. Just let me just play it because why the fuck not? We're shit posting already.
Yeah. Massive memories. Strange fuckers.
Lol. They look like and glow.
Somehow by touching men's stones, we were able to
Are ancient monoliths simply prehistoric man's hard penis? Or are they the men's sus? Wow. Millions of people are really aliens. It's true. What if Mom is an alien? We're so fucked. Wow, Mom, it's a pyramid. The tallest monkey in the world.
Tops that are a little pointy at the top that you find and you use the gang rule.
They are one sauce anon. Single standing stones aren't stones.
Sauce anon?
But why did ancient man begin to eat turkey? Perhaps millions of them were confused to use. Could there be some sort of power in hairy cocks? Perhaps the answer can be found in the English country. Stones.
No stones.
We have to ask ourselves why human beings suddenly started to pile up in very erotic and unusual ways.
Stonehenge derives its name from stone, and also Stonehenge derives its structure from the material used to construct it. Here is a worker.
It's just the original stage of the moron. The question is,
all deluded researchers believe the legend of Merlin. Really?
Merlin was set to sea.
The physical construction of Stonehenge is believed to have taken place in terrific orgies.
The very first part of Stonehenge is 3 great wooden carks and there's blobs of paint on them. The next phase of construction of Stonehenge was 10,000 BC. Then a few hundred years later, they brought in the blue whales. Then a few hundred years later, they brought in the rolling stones. The major monoliths there, the Great Sus, they were bought from Circle K.
For serious researchers, Stonehenge can be found in Easter Island.
Extraterrestrials? Sex was given to our ancestors by nuns.
Some people think Stonehenge was some sort of plant. Other people think that it actually was designed to show memes.
Is it really possible?
It's for memes.
Ancient men designed Stonehenge so otherworldly beings could gather data about man. So why? And what's the ultimate ancient site?
Avebury is probably the largest megalithic site in Great Britain, partly because it's the largest megalithic site in Great Britain.
Good
times.
Noise Puppet, one of the whitey peers. Too bad, he kind of disappeared.
How did he know an executioner?
Oh, what?
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Which one? What? Oh,
top row, second one.
Oh, today
like
I
how to
found
become
out
an executioner.
One become an executioner in medieval times.
Oh,
well, today I found out it's not a bad channel actually. It's some interesting stuff. That you probably thought about but didn't know the answer to some like weird stuff.
The fucking Vice News video about ContraPoint. ContraPoint is trying to de-radicalize young right-wing men on YouTube. It's working. No, it's fucking not. She's trying to de-radicalize people from a room that looks like a fucking sex dungeon.
And how is she doing it? She just calls them a crypto-fascist, and they say, "Oh, I didn't even know I was a crypto-fascist. I better stop."
I didn't even know I was right-wing. Now I am cured. No, it's not. She's just calling everyone a crypto-fascist in the hopes she will somehow get it right one day.
Okay, so for some reason, this video with the what's the name? So this weird pedo, it's no longer on the channel. I remember seeing it, and
wait, what video was it? Because I might remember it.
The one where what's his name? Some weirdo who is a narco-spiritualist. That's his channel. He was trying to fuck his daughter.
Oh, I thought you meant a biology video.
So there's this is like these are tweets.
Oh, it's that guy. I have no idea. Then sorry.
So
sounds like Amos Yee, for God's sake.
He would be the daughter in that situation. He looks like a girl.
Nobody would actually.
Come on now.
Nobody would have children with him. That's for sure.
No, he would be the child in that relationship, if you know what I mean.
Amos Yee is such a sad story because like everyone's like, "Oh yeah."
Where is he now?
He was he was being treated like shit because oppressed by the shitty Singapore government because he's like, God isn't real and Islam is bullshit. And then he gets over to the USA and 2 seconds later he's like, oh yeah, by the way, pedophilia is totally fine and great and good for everybody.
You know what?
Like, what a fucking retard.
Go back. You gotta go back, Amos.
By the way, look at this. This is the guy. This is the Kitty Diddler. And he made a video called My White Privilege.
On top of it is a cock. Hey, I'm wondering.
Did he splash his fucking neck? What the hell?
If we ever find him back, Amos Yee, who's with me to kidnap him and ship him back to Singapore?
Hey, no talking about doing felonies on the show.
Yeah, I disavow.
So, well, I don't know. Should we
would not kidnap him? It would be spontaneous.
Ralph's favorite word, other than Andy, no.
Yeah, it would be spontaneous deportation.
He probably isn't cleared. Probably doesn't have a green card or anything. So just call ICE. That's all you got to do.
So I don't know where this video.
It's like well, I don't have money for a phone, so I'm just gonna go throw Ice Cube at his house.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, so this This kind of degeneracy, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
We need some crosses for this degeneracy.
What do you call a group?
We have to go to 84 lumber for this.
How do you call a group of ice agents?
An
ice pack.
Anyway, so should we play this? It's like 1 minute long.
Sure, why not? I'm freezing.
That's gonna both of us. So you're wanting to continue with touching me, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Continue doing sexual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I like it.
You like it.
You know, because it feels good.
It feels good.
I feel good like it feels good to you.
It does feel good to me.
By the way, you can hear it, but I can because I have to crank capture volume. So
I don't want to hear this.
So I have no idea what.
Sadly, we can't hear it even if we don't want to.
Yeah.
No, Daddy, no.
I have no idea what he is saying, but you
do?
No?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Yeah.
Although I become much more.
Daddy, why?
Like you,
Literally, Daddy, why?
Since you are sick and I'm also your dad.
I thought I had it all together, but I was led astray. Then you walked away. You were the clock that was beginning my world. Changed my being mine. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Your human changed like better. When something changed, all that I say.
Shit.
Maybe it's a good thing I didn't hear what he was saying because probably nothing good.
It was really bad.
Right now, I do not want to know where he's locked up because I might decide to go there just to
6
get
feet underground, my brother.
In a cell with him.
No, you're just gonna arrange.
Last long. I mean,
No,
look,
he's
that's
not.
gonna be right. That's gonna be right there in court where he's basically talking to his 6-year-old daughter openly about the molesting her to her.
Oh Jesus!
Well, like,
Because
oh
I
my
like
god!
Into the on the crucifix you go.
Under the
Yeah.
fucking breaking wheel, the crucifix too good for this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, no. What you do is
No, we're gonna turn him into a
tie him
crucifix.
down. You take an industrial rubber band around the base of his penis multiple times to constrict the blood flow until the head is engorged, and you take a little a friggin' thumbtack, and you just poke a bunch of tiny little holes all over it, and then you snap that rubber band so that when the blood rushes back into it, it goes pop.
Oh,
Jesus, dude! All right.
No, except that's still momentary pain, even though it's excruciating. This man must suffer for all
James,
time.
what kind of fucked up porn are you watching?
Oh, let's just put it this way: there are people on my list.
You have some experience with that.
No, there are people on.
Stop
I
talking
have
about
a
lists. You're trying to get us in trouble.
Yeah, I have a list of people.
No, he's got binders. He's binders full of them.
Yeah, but
Some of them are even men.
This was his YouTube channel, and they're like anarcho-spiritualist. You know all those jokes about, but did the baby consent though?
What they started with this fucker.
Yeah, and he actually posted that to his fucking channel.
Apparently,
the channel is still up.
There's weird YouTube, and then there's places where H.P. Lovecraft wouldn't even go.
My fucking god!
And Lovecraft had a cat named Nigger Man, so.
But it's cute because everyone knows cats are racist.
So this is
Yeah, totally.
So let's check out the what kind of videos he makes.
Wait, his channel still exists?
Well, I mean,
yeah.
Nigger man, though, that sounds like a superhero whose special powers involve Newport cigarettes.
Nigger man does whatever a nigger.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's see. Coming back to YouTube. Yeah, well, probably not good. Why to use BitChute with caution? So basically, was he kicked out of BitChute for kitty diddling or something? Want to protect yourself against YouTube's censorship? Well, I mean, if they're censoring kitty diddling, maybe it's a good idea that they do it in it. Thank you, vegans, for commenting and making videos. Are you for the ethical treatment of plants? Thank you. What? Ethical treatment of plants? Plant sanctions? What? The fuck? Plants don't have brains, you fuck. Well, neither does he, so maybe he has a point, I don't know. Could you tell me about your politics? Optimism without faith? PewDiePie, let me support you. Yo,
oh god!
I already got a lot of shit. No need to, drag him even further.
No.
Loud sound warning. I almost died. An example of PewDiePie's constant innovation. So he really tried to ride the clickbait wave and still got 42 subscribers. It's better. Even I have more. Even on my new channel of my old.
I actually think I have more than this fucker. Let me go check. And I don't post videos at all.
Snowflake, goodbye. Let's watch this one.
I should go check.
Apparently, because people don't like my opinion in regard to Steam, they're calling me a special snowflake. You know what? Fuck it. Fine. Have fun with that. I'm just putting everything to private. I'm just fucking done with everyone. Fuck off.
But wait. Look at his pupils.
You know what?
Dilated as fuck. I think he's... And the way he speaks way too fast. Look at this.
I have 2 more subscribers in this asshole. And I haven't posted any videos.
Yet.
I have 6 videos since being here from 2011.
Go Green 18 and Shoe on Head. Lacy Green on a version of Dreams.
Get fucked, child diddler.
Holographic and intimacy. Comedy and suicide. What? Shocking non-existent event. What? I want to talk with Lacy Green. Watch this. Why? I mean, okay, let's take a look. Not they want to talk to Lacy Green, but I'm curious. Our stream alone will boost his view count significantly, I think. Because nobody watches this shit. Like 32 views in a year. And come on, even I have better numbers, and my numbers are shit.
If you want to talk with Lacy Green, I advise you watch the video below and then study the techniques. I, at least right now, do not find the time that it would need to be invested into being able to have a coherent discussion with Lacy a possibility. I'm busy with other stuff right now. So I don't really want to participate at the moment.
So basically, he's shilling Diana Davidson video about Lacy Green. So
one of the best ways to get subscribers is don't talk that fucking slow. Holy shit.
No, it's his problem. He talked either too slow or too fast, and always too quiet. I have boosted his volume, so you are hearing it better than I do. I barely can hear what he's saying. I am literally Hitler. No, you are not. I am literally Hitler, you fucking pretender. Get out of here. You're not even Mussolini. Fuck off.
Come on.
I like water, but the title's what you pay attention to, isn't it?
I like water, but what?
You pay attention.
The fuck? Okay, let's slow it down. 75% of the speed.
But the title's what you pay attention to, isn't it?
But so it's clickbait.
Okay. Yeah, well, first of all, he's clearly not... I'm probably closer to Mussolini. I don't know which one I'm closer to, Mussolini or Hitler. I should do a genetic test just to see which part of the world I'm closer to.
Oh, he's made a video called Deadling. So Deadling is like Daddy Diddling or something. Ooh.
The
Crisis and Golden Opportunity, kid and adult ads. Ooh. SanDisk with a D. I'm not sure what kind of. I think I know what kind of data is stored on this SanDisk. Probably
Yep.
The nuclear edge of Illuminati. With this such a clickbait title, only 6 views. Let's give him a 7th view. Well, 6 minutes now.
So this guy managed to get caught being a pedophile at 9 to 6 views on average. Well, bravo. Fucking vote. He managed to get caught.
Turn sound down. Trigger warning for vegans. Purple eggs. What?
Bet you he had more of a presence on Twitter since he's boring fucking weirdo.
Corporal
He has one that says, "How much rape is too much rape?"
What?
I'm just like, does he also like to ask the question like, when do you need more rape or something?
Oh, speaking of, let me.
Speaking of more rape,
I have a meme for that.
Oh God!
Like, it means that punctuation is more important than some people realize.
Yeah.
In the midnight hour, she cried more, 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 with a rebel yell, more, 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 more. Let's blend the cancer of YouTube. Now, well, kid diddlers are the cancer. Purple pillow problem solution, more matrix. The fuck? I guess
to SJWs, the presidents are Islamophobic. What?
Okay. I'm mirroring your video, okay? No. Don't mirror my video.
Actually got a video how you defend pedophilia.
Don't
Oh my
side
fucking
up
God.
or upside. What? Don't watch my side up or upside. What the fuck? Side up? How you screen film it? What? The fuck is this shit? Of course he doesn't have many subscribers. This shit is just kind of, waste of time.
Hey, guess what? I'm getting more videos than him. That says some. I'm getting more views than him.
I think I have like 22 subscribers or something on one of my channels.
Look at this. ZZZ, asterisk, quote, unquote, euro sign, trademark, relax.
To be fair,
mark,
Square.
Dollar,
I think the square is an unrecognized.
No. This is not no. It's actually
character.
I've seen this sign used on Soviet computers instead of the dollar sign. It's like a circle with the 4 protrusions at the angles, so it kind of looks like, I don't know what this symbol means, but it was like a special symbol on in pretty much on Soviet analogs of Unix operating systems. It was used instead of the dollar sign.
Wow.
And there's probably
he's a commie and literally using Soviet computer symbols. Yes.
A dollar sign, a hash sign, ampersand, a haiku for bed. No.
And yet you take
a Nazi.
Let's watch this one. Let's watch this one.
Which one?
And yet you think I'm a Nazi.
Well, I don't think he's a Nazi because Nazis didn't diddle kids.
No, but I'm just wondering why he's posting that. I want to know what's inside.
I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad when people go in circles. You think that I'm a Nazi based on video titles, out of context editings, and I guess that's just his style. Let's do the real world mass video flagging.
Why so many jump cuts? He couldn't do it like in one take?
Wait, he edited that?
Yeah.
Well, so many really badly done jump cuts.
You want to go to my almost 8K viewed video and see the difference in quality?
It almost looks like he. It's almost as if he did that video on TikTok.
Yeah, kind of.
You know, the funny thing I also notice about a lot of people, like you notice, like him, Riley O'Dennis, pretty much anybody that you know is going to get shredded because they're full of shit, has almost constant jump cuts. It's like you could just play their video straight out and stand to be accused of deceptive editing because they use so many fucking jump cuts.
I'm too cheap to actually do my videos in more than one take.
I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy to learn. To even find a free video editing software and learn to use.
How about the video editing is it's easy. I mean, it's really nothing to it. It's really simple.
I've done basic video editing. I just can't be bothered anymore.
Even look up free video editing software.
And most of those people who have that many fucking jump cuts are like that because they literally can't form a couple coherent sentences.
But then go to the video of mine that I linked. It has almost 8K views and see the difference in production quality, even though it's also filmed on a fucking phone.
No, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, yep. This is the Griff the left-hand unit that I just bought. Well, I bought it a while ago.
Is it like for VR or something?
Yeah, essentially. But I have to laugh that this has almost 8,000 views, and
Well,
I have
at least you are filming it in landscape.
screen.
This is like portrait.
Landscape and in focus counts for a lot. That's about all my videos
Let's
are
push
good
this
for.
again. Just count the jump cuts. Look at this.
And I had to make a cut because I literally didn't have 2 hands available to do something.
Go in circles.
3.
You think that I'm a Nazi based on video titles, out of context editings.
4.
What?
Just a child.
5.
Let's do the real world mass video flagging.
6.
The entire world thinks that PewDiePie is a racist, a Nazi.
7.
This guy has to be tone deaf.
Reality in real life.
8.
And that's
The
why
fucking audio is cutting after the visuals. What the fuck?
You think I'm a Nazi.
9.
Nazi means National Socialist.
10.
If you support Bernie, if you support Obama, if you support O'Kane, if you support Hillary, if you support Donald Trump, you're a Nazi.
11.
National Socialism is a government program. All of you advocate government. You are all Nazis. And yet you think I'm a Nazi. You think I'm a Nazi.
So it's like less than a minute long, and he has 11 jump cuts.
How the fuck did he manage to cut the audio separately from the video? Did you notice that?
It's probably.
I regret ever asking you to watch
the audio
this video.
cuts out almost a second after he does another. What the fuck?
Oh, and did you guys notice his big brain take? If you like government at all, you're a Nazi.
What?
That's what he said at the end.
I know,
If you
but
support
still.
government,
Communists are Nazis. Wow.
You communist Nazi.
Like if you support Bernie, if you support Obama, if you support
well,
Nazi.
there is a
he's an anarchist. That's why.
Yeah.
Hold on.
He's an idiot.
Where is it? Ah, there it is. The communist Nazis. Here's a good video.
So he thinks
On
that's
the
a
last
gotcha. He literally used if you breathe air, you're a Nazi because Nazis breathe air take, and thought it was like a smart point.
Hey Glebs, yeah, play that thing, the last link I sent.
Oh.
McBain to base. Under attack by commie Nazis. They won't stop me from delivering these UNICEF pennies. Go, pennies. Help the puny children who need you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Communista.
What the news is, don't dishonor science. Why shameful display. Why don't support mass meditating upon arrests? What? Debeaking male circumcision for the chickens. What? The sacrifice of PewDiePie continues. The new media world order. What kind of drugs is it on, and where can I get some?
Jesus Christ.
Star Trek YouTube. The attention your command is your star. What?
What?
Oh, you know what? Where this picture is from? It's from fucking Spirit Science.
Of course.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
So
of
he's
course.
using the same stuff that
Of course. He looks like one.
Why the
dead
telephone cannot be known to exist? What? When theists are right, Joel's teaching child chick sacrifice.
Oh no!
Oh, he's a fucking vegan. Of course he's. Oh, fuck no. How you defend pedophilia? Let's take a look.
Oh god. Oh. No.
Let's take a look.
How about no? How about a big no there, buddy?
Let's watch this and enough of this degeneracy for now.
Was called Lucifer.
You know when you start the video with he was called Lucifer, And the
Oh,
video is
God.
pretending to be the
I don't remember Lucifer diddling kid.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Brace yourselves, people. Oh, let's watch.
Was Satan referred to as? He was called Lucifer. And Mark Passio has done a number of lectures about that, at least one that I'm aware of as being directly about it, that Satanism and Luciferianism, there are differences between them, but they're very closely related, which is how it can be correct to refer to it as Satanism, and also within the group cult, it's actually called, he's actually called Lucifer, the falling star, the bright star. And I have been aware of this cult for a long time, mostly subconsciously, and by being infected spiritually by them, and battling with that every single day, and struggle to raise my own awareness so that I am able to be aware of everything that they're doing.
Basically, he smoked weed and make shit up.
So now he's like the pedo Gail Cord Schuler. I'm under psychic attack from the fucking Luciferians.
I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. And
Funny because I'm actually updating Star Trek Online, but I'll be right back.
By the way, speaking of Gail, I still think that her video about fake Jew clones is the funniest thing on YouTube ever. If you haven't seen it, just watch it. It's only by pretending to be crazy she could get away with posting something like that, just saying that you should nukake Israel. just watch it. It's the funniest thing ever. Seriously. All those evil fake Jew clones. It was called evil Jew clones worse than real Jews. I'm sorry. Just watch it. It's something else. But let's continue with this, because unlike Gail, I think he is for real. Oh, you never know, but
that I'm able to best counter. You can derive the existence of the shadow elite of the government by the nature of what taxation is. Theft.
Oh, wait. Luciferians, pedophilia, taxes, what? Like, what? I have a video clip for that.
I'm gonna have to call in a night, guys. I need to be up early.
Yeah, I gotta jump too. I was glad I could jump on for a couple hours though.
Too bad. We're only left with the biggest degenerates.
What? What the fuck?
Yep. See it.
Bye.
Well, that was well timed, Glebs.
We should finish this video and call it a day. I mean, come on,
yeah, sure.
This is this kind of degeneracy is quite enough.
It's a bit too much.
If I wonder if he gets to the point at any moment in this video, because so far just some random ramblings.
Well, since it's about pedophilia, I hope not.
Let's see.
By the nature of what taxation is. Theft on a large, grandiose heist scale. 4.6 billion, whichever amount of people are taxed on a daily basis. Have money taken out of their paycheck on a daily basis. There's innumerable amounts of paper money, doubled money as debt being loaned out via an inflation of theft and then redoubling as theft. These things, these people that survive on the destruction of existence. It's a proper function in regard to them. And we're divorced from that reality within ourselves, else we wouldn't have any of that occurring. I'm aware that the majority of people defend taxation, the roads, healthcare, schools, so forth. If you defend taxation, you defend and enable pedophilia.
What? Also, you know, is he? This guy is implying that pedophilia is bad, and yet he, you know, diddled his daughter. I'm getting mixed messages. Like, the fuck is this shit? What the fuck did I just watch?
I don't know either, man.
What the fuck? Seriously. Did anyone understand what was the point of this shit? What Lucifer?
No.
Satan worshippers, taxes. Oh. Idiosyncratic anarchy, lying and tax evasion. How and why people argue for slavery? I bet that this video will have nothing about slavery. It will be about, I don't know, kissing butterflies or something. Donald Trump and Larkin Rose, the Honesty Party. What? Why I don't support PAC Part 2? Heretic of both atheists and theists. And the video length is 420, of course. Of fucking course. All of his videos should be 4 minutes, 20 seconds long. Adam didn't win the debate. Okay.
Huh?
Anarchism versus libertarianism. Why the 15 minimum wage is bad and how to... You know, if his video titles have nothing to do with the video content. So...
Yeah.
Not even, you know,
He's crazy.
This is why you shouldn't have voted Phil. Like Phil Mason. Well, Phil Mason shouldn't do a lot of things.
Or Phil Swift, Phil Mason, or Phil... oh my God.
Phil Pedo.
What was it? Dark Side Phil?
Veganism, carnism, and anarcho-capitalism. Wow, this is great.
The guy is an anarchist. Good.
Let's wrap it up for today. I mean, I've had it was funny when we talked about SPLC, but this is just my brain hurts.
Yeah,
it's too much. So we still have viewers, no? So thanks to everyone who watched us.
Somehow.
And this degeneracy. If you know, leave your comments in the description, in the comment section. I blamed this guy for, you know, dropping me harder than usual. So yeah, I bet. Yes. Enough of this degeneracy. Thanks for staying with us.
Yeah.
It's always, you know, it was my privilege. So stay problematic. See you next time with more of the same. Hopefully, not something as enragingly stupid, because this stupidity is rubbing off on me, and I'm really. I don't know what I'm trying to say. The thing is that the show is over. Thanks for staying with us. Thanks for enduring.
The show was clearly useless.
No, it wasn't useless, actually. We had a lot of fun. And then we found this degenerate anarcho-spiritualist.
Oh my God! Yeah, I thought that I had seen some shit, but now I have seen some shit.
You know how it's someone who drinks alcohol is an alcoholic, but he drinks distilled spirit, so he's a spiritualist.
Yeah, there's the old meme of saying, "Hey, you drink Fanta, so he's fantastic."
Yeah. God. He's probably drinks, I don't know, drain cleaner. Well, he should probably, because he's a fucking kid.
Oh, if
no, well, he
along with him, he will be.
He drinks from another pedophile because he's pedophilic.
Oh, well, there's, I mean, it's like this, you know, if you want to see like a 4chan embodied into one image, just, yeah, this shit. Clorox Chan.
Oh, God.
That's an old one. That's an old one.
I know. I just like the whole anime chanting everything. Oh my fucking God! Who is doing this?
Thirsty weebs, of course.
Yeah.
Well, you know who is doing this? People like our unofficial mascot, because we have unofficial mascot, if you don't remember, and this is
Which one it is?
This guy, of course.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh God. There's everything. We got Nazis, we got weeb shit, we got Gundams,
we got furries, and
I have no fucking idea.
Asked me to explain the whole Pepe thing to him and how all of this was, and I was like, it took me 20 minutes to get him to understand that the whole Pepe thing was just. It was a bunch of separate, disconnected things that all just happened. It could not. It was not planned. It just fell into our laps. Like we just capitalized on it.
Kekistan. When we had there was the goddess, the frog goddess from Egypt. That just happened, and on top of it, it's called Kek or Teket, which can be read as Kek. It's just the Shadilay video with the frog from a group actually called Pepe.
Yeah, the group was called Pepe, and the album was called Shadilay, and they had a picture of a frog with a magic wand on the album cover.
And all this was just pure coincidence, and it's just like, okay, well, we're gonna put that in. That's awesome.
Yeah. And the reason why Shadowlake caught on is because it has no meaning. So, we could just...
Yeah, and it's a fucking disco single in the 60s from an Italian group. And guess what? I tried to find a vinyl of it. It cost $60. Canadian dollars.
Well, it's digitized on the internet all over the place and remixed and back, but...
Of course.
Eventually, I will actually get around to looking for it
because I wanted the original. Just like, well, I have a turning table, so why the fuck not?
Well, I've never actually heard it.
Well, this is one of the better remix version by Homophobic Horse. Let's end on this because it's pretty good, and it will be the last part of today's stream. Let's just play it. Reminisce on the times before normies ruined the meme. Looking at you, Sargon. So yeah, that was it, and yeah, let's wrap it up. Thanks to everyone.
Yeah.
See you next time.
See you.